you guys. I don't think I've listened to any in the last like 5 weeks.
5 weeks.
That's why our views are down.
Sorry.
You invited this guy?
Why is he here?
I'm sorry. I apologize.
Jeez.
I'll
I'm
get on
glad
it,
you
though.
lost in mini golf.
Hey, fuck off. I beat you out, so.
Heyo. All right. I think we're good. We are recording on Zoom.
Just wait till you got to play Rolling Greens.
And we are recording
Better.
on Adobe. Okay. We're good. We're
Good.
we're live.
We should have
gotta-
did like a
we gotta record.
special intro for this episode.
What are we going to do?
I don't know,
time?
like,
Party time.
We should have revamped the opening.
Podcast.
Oh, yeah. Fuck. No beatboxer. Dan?
No, I don't have that in me.
Fuck.
Sorry, guys.
Chris?
Jesse?
God, no. We don't- Mine's like,
Like my machine gun?
yeah. 50 episodes in, and it's all the same shit.
How do you do it? All right. Fuck.
Skeet, skeet.
Skeet, skeet, skeet. Oh, we made a new intro like for people to listen to the show.
Did we?
Yeah, remember we added like listen to us on social media?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That is right. We should probably hit that.
Are we ready?
Yeah. Fuck
Good
it.
to go. All right, y'all. If you're a fan of the show and you tune in weekly or however often you tune in, make sure you're liking us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all at Made to Motivate Podcast. Subscribe and hit the bell on YouTube. That way you know when we upload new videos to that channel. And do what you can to share the page when we have new episodes. We appreciate all the support. And with that being said,
You know what time it is.
Podcast Tuesday!
Live from Made to Motivate.
Has the goddamn goal to pull us out on a Tuesday night? Damn it!
Made to Motivate. This is season 2, episode 50. We're turning the big 50 today. That's pretty exciting. 50 episodes seems
That's
pretty
awesome,
crazy.
guys.
I don't feel like we've done that many episodes. That's pretty cool, though.
50 weeks plus.
It's been almost a year. We turn a year on the 28th of August. It'll be our 1-year celebration. So we'll be recording that actually
2 episodes?
in 2 weeks. Yeah, so
Yeah.
2 weeks we'll be
Nice.
doing our 1-year celebration. This is your host, Ryan Weiss, as always. I'm joined by Jesse Young from Sports Illustrated.
What's going on?
How's it going, sir?
It's going pretty good.
What are you wearing over there?
Got my-
Irish
Got
23.
my, LeBron
LeBron
James, St. V
James.
jersey.
We've got Chris, the film freak Kessinger.
What's going on? Why is Rob Reiner always so angry in that intro?
He just doesn't like people. Okay. And then this guy who I don't even know. He's been missing
Been missing in action.
Missing MIA.
Yeah.
He's
Since like episode 5.
You haven't been on season 2, I don't think.
They have.
Season
Have
2
you?
Early.
this year?
Yeah.
Oh, well, we got Dan, the shoe guy,
Shoe guy.
Akron Kicks 35 or something
Acro Kicks 330.
on Instagram.
Show them what you're wearing. Today.
Dan Sandman.
Nothing special.
Got what, some Jordan 3s?
Some tinkers.
Yeah, those are cool. Oh, you got the zebras on. I like those.
So clean.
Fresh out the box.
Fresh out the box. So yeah, this is we're gonna do like a throwback year in review type episode. I mean, probably do that in 2 weeks. Well, we didn't really think about that, but
yeah.
2 weeks we'll do something else. I don't know.
Hopefully
be our-
somebody gonna get their dick ready. You know?
I was going to say, that'll be our deck episode.
We're gonna do a Yeti giveaway. Made to Motivate podcast Yeti. It's filled with
Surprises. Don't show them. Don't show them.
It's filled with stuff.
It's beautiful.
So you could win that. We're gonna pick a winner. We want to do it now. You want to wait a little bit?
I win.
No, let's wait.
Yeah.
Wait. We'll pick a winner here.
You people want to know, you got to listen.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Listen to the show to win. We will not post the winner. You have to listen to the episode.
Ah.
So that's how you're gonna find out.
Wow.
What's going on, guys? Jesse Young.
Yes.
What is up since the last show 2 weeks ago? We didn't do a show last week. We had some conflicting schedules, personal stuff going on. So
Yeah.
we just shared the video version of last 2 weeks, whatever. We didn't record last week. So it's been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
What's new? What's going on? You posted some new articles you wrote.
Yes. Yeah. More articles are up on Sports Illustrated. Cleveland centric this time for the first time since my first one. So top 10 running backs of all time in Cleveland history.
Very cool.
Got some other stuff that I'm working on. Yeah.
Like by the time it gets to 8, 9, 10, it's got to start getting a little rough.
By the time it gets
They're
to
like
3,
2
4,
and 3
5, 6, 7, 8,
season.
9, 10, it's like we're just pulling names at this point.
Cleveland has some of the best running back history in NFL history.
I agree. Like top 5 is probably solid, but like
Yeah, you got Jim Brown. I don't know if this is in the order that I put it in, but Jim Brown, Marion Motley, Greg Pruitt. Ernest Biner is up there. I don't know if he was top 5 or not.
Miner should be top 5.
Peyton Hillis?
Mike Pruitt is up there. Peyton Hillis is number 10.
Peyton, yeah.
And he will be knocked off this year by Nick Chubb. When I started writing the article, it was in the middle of his second season, and I was like, I'm not putting this dude in the top 10 after one good season.
Yeah, I know you're kind of against that with, putting new faces on statistics.
Yeah, but if he has another season like he did last year, this year, he'll be on there, and he'll probably jump at least to 8.
Hillis should be off just for not responding to your text.
I know, man. What the fuck? I even tagged him in the article, like, hey, man, this is what I was talking about. Come on the show.
Douche.
He was pissed because he's
doing his own podcast now. All of a sudden, he's Mr. Cleveland.
Who's going to steal this article?
It did get stolen.
Already?
Again, the exact same thing happened. So I've just accepted that maybe algorithms just steal people's shit, and there's nothing you can do about
Who posted this one?
Another radio station,
At least a Cleveland one or something?
W49, some random ass thing from out of state.
Jesus.
Did they
No,
link
it was
you?
like Kentucky. Like
Kentucky.
they always put like my name on it, but it's not like
You
linked
lose money.
to
You
my
don't get
article.
the listen,
Fuck
or
no.
the reads or anything like
Nope.
that. Yeah,
That's the way it should be. It should be a link provided and like credit.
Yep.
Like after that, I say go for whatever they want to do. You know?
Yeah, but I
You know,
don't
they
know.
have
After
those-
the last one, it was just like they didn't even have any clue. He was like, "Well, we just have like an algorithm that outsources for that shit. So I guess you take it up with ESPN because that's who we work with." And I'm like, "ESPN stealing my Sports Illustrated shit?
Yeah,
like,
that's sketchy, bro.
I feel like they would know better." But yeah, so I did some articles. I'm back at school.
So you said that.
That shit
What
sucks.
are you doing?
I'm literally looking at a computer screen all day for meetings instead of worrying about how we're going to prepare the building for COVID kids.
Do you have people coming back? Like, are the kids coming back to school?
Kids are coming back in 2.5, 3 weeks or so.
Wow.
They're coming in next week to pick up iPads to start everything like digitally online.
Dang, you
They're
get
all getting iPads?
Our whole district, everybody gets an iPad as a student.
Baller. Where'd you get that money?
I don't know. Title I
LeBron money.
He doesn't care about Canton.
Wow.
But
at Hall of Fame.
yeah, so there's still a whole bunch of questions. Apparently we're going to have them answered tomorrow as far as like what happens if somebody that you work with gets sick, or if a kid gets sick, or if you're not feeling well, do you have to get a test? And all of these important questions you would want to know that we still don't know, even though I've been there for 2 days. But
that answer is going to be, we'll revisit it when it happens.
yeah, that's what they've been saying this whole time, and that's what they're going to keep saying. But
they're prepared.
at least I know how to make a Bitmoji classroom. Am I right, guys?
Heyo.
Which actually I did start making, and it's fucking dope. But
so fucking dumb.
That's why you go to college.
Yeah. That's why. Yeah, I didn't learn anything in college, and I'm not
2020.
learning anything now.
Bitmoji classrooms. Well, that's cool. So you've been back to work for a couple days.
3 days now.
I bet that's hard after like such a long layoff too. It's probably worse because you've been off for so long.
I don't mind working because like I started just getting bored because like you'd think all the time off would be nice, but everybody else that I know was working. So it's not like I could just like dick around all day with somebody and hang out and play games or do anything like that.
Yeah.
So there's nobody to play video games with. I've watched everything that I can think of watching. Like you can only watch so many movies and TV. Well, unless you're the film freak.
Well, some of us are
like-
still waiting for our DVDs to come back.
Yeah, I'll bring them.
Burn.
But
Hey,
But yeah, and so by like month 4, I was just like, yeah, I'm ready. But then they don't have a plan, so I'm like,
By month
I might
4.
die.
4 months off.
I know.
6 months off.
Jesus.
Yeah, 6.
6 months off,
I'm
bro. I've
surprised-
been off since March.
I'm surprised he even went back, to be honest. Like, I'm shocked even that far.
I don't think we're gonna go back. Like, I don't think we're gonna stay back.
Okay.
If anything, I'll be in the building and the kids won't be. But there are rumors that the football season was canceled because of COVID-related things, but that's not been confirmed yet.
Cases?
Yeah. So if that's the case, I don't think that anything's going to be happening.
Did the parents get a choice whether they're gonna
Yeah.
remote or
Yeah.
send their kids to school?
Every kid has a chance to stay at home. There's a huge percentage of people that have already opted out. we can't get in contact with a lot of our kids because that's just our demographic. Like our kids' phone numbers are changing all the time, or they get disconnected or whatever. But of the kids that we've been able to contact, I think it's like over 60% have already said like, nah, we're going to just stay home.
Yeah.
And
Do nothing.
yeah, I don't know.
Drop out.
I look at that as the majority, the overwhelming, not just in your school, but anywhere. Like, I think there's more parents worried than there are. Oh, send them back. They're okay.
Right.
Like, there's a few of those, but
I've seen an even. I've seen an even distribution,
mhm.
and I don't think for some that it's just, hey, just send them back. I don't care, but they don't know what else to do. Like they gotta work.
Well,
right?
yeah, it is. It's total. It's responsibility and all that. Like,
Right.
and it's not fair for a parent who works and now, they don't know how they're going to get
their child
babysitting
educated.
or whatever. Yeah.
It's tough, man.
So one thing that I've never understood though is you have them all summer. What do they do during the summer? Do you think they just like know that they're going to pay for babysitters
plan
during the
for
summer,
that.
so they
Summers,
plan ahead?
they have like
That's planned.
camps and
Oh, that's true.
you know
I guess you have camps and stuff that you can.
they have
do.
stuff that they go to, and you're paying for childcare for 3 months, not a whole year.
Right.
You know, you allocate for 3 months. It's not a big deal because a lot of those daycare places or childcare places have like special programs just for the summers.
Yeah.
You know,
Plus, you have to think if it's at home, like more teen babysitters are probably off at that time too, because they're off high school.
That's
so they
true.
can probably come to their house and just watch the kid all day.
Yeah. Our school's letting you, if you have kids, like as a teacher,
Mhm.
you can bring your kid in if you don't have any childcare for like the next 3 weeks.
Oh,
So
Yeah, you got to think about the teachers too that have kids. They got to teach a certain grade level, and then they got to either come
Teach
home
their
and
kids.
teach their kids.
yeah.
yeah,
Like that's
sucks.
I can't
Double
imagine.
duty.
I couldn't do it. I'd be like, "What did your dumbass teacher tell you?" I'm like, "No, that's not fucking right."
Yeah, dude. I do not. I feel bad. I feel bad for any of the parents right now because that is not a fun. It's not a fun situation and not a fun place to be.
It's unprecedented.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, so we'll see what happens.
Cool. Anything else exciting other than that?
No,
No. You finish your bathroom,
I need to put up another coat of paint. Still,
Chris. What'd you do?
your deck's not done.
This freaking guy. What's going on since we met 2 weeks ago?
I'm going to get the first thing out of the way is this Friday I'll be returning to theaters finally after 23
Yes.
weeks. I've had a lot of
Jeez.
concern in terms of me going back. A lot of people have written me to say they either don't support me going back or that they're worried about me going back.
Oh my
Oh
god.
wow.
And to me, honestly, the precautions have been taken by Regal, which is where I'm going to see a majority of my films.
Yeah.
They've already said, they've sent me the email on what's going to happen, what I can expect when I go through the door. And it's going to be a mask at all times unless I'm eating and drinking, which I probably won't be. Rarely I drink, but
yeah.
I don't want to go pee. So yeah, basically it's just, it's distance, it's masks, it's safety all around. So that's good enough for me, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't think they'd go into this, half blinded, and we'll see what happens, man. I'm ready to just get back into it because
What's your first review back?
it's going to be Unhinged starring Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe is playing a villain for the first time since 1996's Virtuosity.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
What are they doing for distance? Is it like 2 seats between each person or something?
Yeah, theirs is 3. Cinemark's is 2.
Okay.
And as far as like in the front or in the back goes, that also has to be 3. So it has to be a box of 3 around you at all times.
So what is
Gotcha.
how many seats are together? Only 2?
What do you mean?
Is it like 2 seats and then 3 seats, or you can pick and then they separate?
you
Like
pick,
what size group can you go with?
you
before
pick and that box is boxed off now, like 3
so
around
as you pick your seats, it automatically does it.
Yeah, they said
Cool.
we're only going to be able to fill probably a quarter of the theaters
sure,
from normal.
Yeah.
That's why there's going to be so many different screenings of the new movies, and then classics get, I think, 2
Yeah,
screenings a
that
day.
makes sense.
So yeah,
They had a whole they had to revamp their entire like app
Mhm.
to now account for like if you pick the seat, now all these have to be blocked off.
Yeah. yeah, and
That's
the
a lot of work.
the
People
only
don't take it into consideration, I don't think.
oh, it's crazy, yeah. And the only thing they haven't updated that they said they were going to was online purchases for like snacks and stuff. I have not seen it on the Regal app yet.
Gotcha.
So and then besides that, just the tournament in full swing.
Yeah. mini golf.
We're down to the final
Some
4.
of us.
Some of us have had the dream shattered, and some of us are still living on to fight another day for sure. So
Hey, I went farther than I thought I'd go.
Me too.
I just wanted to go to round 2. I made it to what round? Was it 3 or 4?
What's-
2.
No.
No.
yeah, second round.
Fuck.
You're out
Well, I
in the
made it
second.
where I thought I'd
Yeah.
go.
You made it further than last year.
Guys,
so.
you can achieve your dreams.
Mhm. It's been a
Just
fun
don't
year.
set your standards too high.
Yeah.
I think, guys like this, all the rookies we get every year definitely helps keep this thing alive. And we got so many great stories going on this year between the people who are left and the people who are gone. I can't wait to see even
Who in
next
this room
year.
is left?
Oh my God, suck a dick.
This guy.
I'm left to ref.
Yeah, why didn't you play?
Number 2.
Was that just like a personal choice this time, or?
There's a lot of people thought I didn't play because of COVID. That has nothing to do with it.
You're still there with us anyway.
Yeah, I'm still there. So, I mean, obviously that's not true. My thing was just, okay, so one reason is going to sound selfish. Another one's going to sound normal. The selfish reason that you're going to take is I want to see other people win. I feel like it's
Yeah, you fucking bums.
no, and I'm not saying that. I'm saying if one person continuously wins,
Yeah.
it ruins the league.
Yeah.
It's no fun to anybody, and we almost got that way in 2015. It was constant, just one guy, two guys in the same every year. So yeah, it's good to kind of divert the waters and bring up some new fresh faces.
There were some upsets this year, I feel like.
Huge upsets this year.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I said
I went out.
this is easily my funnest tournament. I'm not even in it.
Yeah.
So like I think it's been great. The other reason is honestly, it's a lot to run it and play simultaneously at the same time here.
Yeah.
So like I go into a game and like I'm worried about, a Final Four game or something. And now I have to think not only about that, I also have to think about scheduling it. I have to worry about if there's going to be any call offs, like, changes in the schedule, all that.
Yeah.
I'd rather just have that unopposed for one time.
That's true.
Yeah.
So
With all the stats and stuff you bring to the table with it, like it's a lot
thanks.
to like
and
to try and mentally be in it to play
Mhm.
amongst all of that. Like a year off, man. Take it. Fuck.
Yeah.
I want to reiterate what Ryan said about how you put this together and the focus that you have. Like
Yeah.
reading what you wrote about us
Mm-hmm.
in that after that first round, or was it the first round or
It was
second round? Second round.
I
The
think.
outlook.
Dude, it was you nailed
Yeah.
every single person,
Well, it's funny
and
because
it personalized the whole thing. So it was.
Yeah.
It's like, man, I'm actually playing for something.
Yeah, that was
It's-
one thing that I liked too, because it wasn't just like, hey, these guys are really great. Like you actually assessed our
You're
game, and
paying
I was like, well,
attention to what
shit, maybe
people are doing.
Yeah,
maybe I do need to stop going to the left a little bit more.
And-
Like,
and the stat
and you got that
tracking.
from one round for a lot of people. Like that's crazy.
and the funny thing is like while I was watching that second round, because it was before that I released that outlook paper, and I was watching everybody, and it was like everything was happening the way that
Right.
it was kind of assessed. Like
Yeah.
I usually can call a couple, but it was everything was hitting on target on
Yeah.
that one. Even Alan called it out at one point. He goes, "Motherfucker, you got in my head."
Yeah.
It's true though. It's really impressive.
Yeah. So that's all. What about you guys, Dan?
Oh,
Dan's been missing for 5 months. What's new in 5 months,
know.
Dan?
a lot. I lost my hair on my face.
Yeah, you did.
No
more pube beard.
Wow, that's fucked up, man.
Some asshole said that a long time ago.
Who said that? That wasn't me.
I think it was Jesse.
I wasn't the one. I didn't start that.
He was the
I
receiver.
wasn't even part of that.
It was Chris.
What?
Chris is the asshole.
Wow.
That's nothing new.
No, been working a lot. Very glad I got into that tournament this year.
Glad to have you.
I haven't putt in like 2 or 3 years.
Wow.
And that's like going to Myrtle
Disrespect.
Beach and then coming in and actually making it to the top 8.
Yeah.
I'm pretty impressed with myself.
Yeah, you're number 6 next year.
I swore a lot in the car ride home yesterday. Was I? No, yesterday.
Yesterday. Yep.
Yesterday. Yeah. Not a good round of golf.
It's been a long 24 hours.
Dude, it's been rough. I took it hard.
Dan was
Um,
pissed.
yeah.
He was texting me a lot, like, "This is fucking bullshit."
It was all me though. I
Dude,
mean,
he was so pissed,
But I'll
No,
say,
it wasn't. It was that course. Fuck that course.
dude. that
but I'll
course
say
is
this: he
tough.
knows he can compete against the best now. So
Yeah,
Right. I mean, just because I play golf in real life doesn't mean that you're good at putt. I mean, that you can't.
It's true.
You can't take the two and compare them because it's totally different.
Yeah.
You got an alien in your putt.
fuck that alien.
You got to hit it in this tiny window of a fucking lighthouse.
yeah,
And if you miss it, it's 4 more strokes on your goddamn swing. Oh, but
It's
but it
stressful,
was
man.
it was.
The anxiety is.
I
intense.
slammed that putter down on the ground a couple times.
You pulled an Allen.
I didn't break anything.
I saw you throw it once.
Did I?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
He was fuming.
I was seeing
He
red.
blacked out.
Yeah.
Started building a shed,
Ooh.
which
Nice.
is going to be another 2-year project for me. It took me 2 years to build my shoe shelves.
You'll finish it right about the same time that he finishes his deck.
Well,
At least I didn't have to move my deck.
Yeah, I had to move it. I don't follow the law.
Dude.
What kind of shed is it? What are you going to put in there?
She shed.
Just I'm trying to get my garage back. I got a lot of stuff
okay.
in the garage. I want to park my car in there.
Especially winter time.
It's a 10-foot by 20-foot shed. I don't have a plan. I have somewhat of a plan, but I'm just like, cut some wood, put it up, see if it fits. Just winging it.
It'll turn out great.
Obviously found out that it has to be at least 10 feet away from the house.
Yeah. Zoning laws.
Fire code.
Yeah.
And I wanted it 4.5 feet or 5.5 feet away, but I had to move it. So had the frame up, the floor done.
Why is that a fire code?
In case it catches on fire.
your house on fire.
Okay, but like what's going to be in the shed that makes it more prone to catching on fire than your already
Gasoline. Well,
house?
right.
people
What's in the garage? I mean, everything that's in the garage, but
Yeah. Separate
Yeah.
structure, it's insurance and stuff.
Yeah.
probably.
How dare they tell you what you have to do
Stupid.
on your property? And
That's- dude, that was my thought. I'm like, I'm just a guy trying to build a shed for his shit.
It's
And
because you're in an
A shit
HOA.
shed.
Here I get a
And
letter
somebody
from my
complained.
HOA.
Yep. It's because you're in an HOA. That's
yeah,
why.
that's why.
It is.
I've seen people with sheds right up against their shit. I was like, didn't know
Dude,
that.
you get an aerial view or you drive through my neighborhood. There's one house. I'm throwing them under the bus. My HOA, if you see this, you better go after them too.
We'll tag them.
Um,
Send it to them.
They actually have a concrete pad next to their garage
Yeah.
with a shed on top of it, or right on top of the concrete pad. It is not 10 feet from their house. It's 6,
Yeah.
maybe 7. It's the width of a car.
Yeah.
So what, 7 feet?
Yeah.
Maybe? Whatever. I mean, they're coming after me.
Did you ask them or did they see you?
They saw it. You could see the frame going up from sanitary or from the road. But
Like, mind your
Fuckers.
exactly.
I hate that
HOAs
shit.
are the Wait till
worst,
it's
man.
done.
You got to keep your grass 3 inches exactly.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
No flags. No
weeds.
no weeds.
But yeah, I've been working on that.
Dude, we'd be fucked.
Dude, no shit, man.
Home Depot running out
That's
of
why I
wood.
don't live in an HOA anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd like some space.
Home Depot. Oh yeah, running out of wood. That's
Running out of
the
wood.
damper.
Yeah, I needed some
That's
4x4 by 8
crazy.
treated.
Do you ever
And
get your 20-foot plank you need?
no? 20-foot planks are hard to.
This dude's
fucking
been trying
transfer.
to freaking con people into getting this 20-foot plank for him for like 4 months.
Who's robbing Home Depots, man?
Dude, it's all those people that were off with nothing better to freaking do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. So
How's the shoe show going?
I had a goal of 30 pairs before I open any of the shipping boxes
Yeah.
and look at them. I'm at 29.
Okay.
Well, 29 should be shipped to me probably later this week. So I'm waiting for that 30th.
So they'll all just be like unboxings.
Yep, I'm gonna do
one
I'm gonna
big
do.
one.
I don't know if
Are
I'm
you
gonna
doing
do.
one big one
Should I,
or do a series?
I think it'd be too long of a video to
a
do.
lot of shoes.
All
man.
Do like
30?
6 videos. Like
I think
just
I could do,
5
like-
pairs each.
Yeah.
Either that or 5 to 10 pairs each,
Yeah.
and do maybe
the
do a
5-man
quick
more
little
videos.
review on them.
Yeah,
Send me
just
the
do a
link.
series.
Send me the
Yeah.
link when you do.
I'm worried about the editing and all that stuff that goes into making those things.
Ryan will do it for free.
Thanks. Sign.
Hey, fuck me, right? Ryan, how was your week?
Jeez.
So I'm looking forward to getting those opened up. But I want that 30th pair to be something special. I mean, even though I don't know what it's going to be when I open up.
Yeah. So how's it?
I'm gonna
work? What are you
jumble.
getting? Random pairs? Like what are you?
No, I know what I'm going after.
Oh, okay.
But
Penny Hardaway's.
there's some Kobe's that are releasing next week.
I saw 'em.
I
Not gonna
really
happen,
I
man.
want to get. There's a 2-pack pair that's coming out that I really want, but it's going to be almost impossible to get. They're
Especially
dropping.
now.
Yeah.
It's a collector's.
I want those.
And
ones
what
so bad,
what
man.
sickens me is that there's a lot of people that are getting them
They're taking
just
advantage
to
of them.
flip,
Yeah.
and I want them to hold on to. So there's a 2-pair pack that's coming out, and there's also the Lakers colorway that's coming out
Yeah.
that I really want that pair.
Do you get
Um,
the I don't even know what the fuck I was just about to say. I went totally blank.
Yeah,
Jesus. I started
Maybe.
thinking about that fucking
tomorrow.
hornet's tongue on the one and like that turquoise on the Kobe's, and then just lost it all. Love that.
Good
Okay.
talk.
Sorry.
Good
Sure.
talk.
But yeah, I'm getting close to it, man. I got some heat in those boxes. I can't wait to open them up.
Yeah.
Share.
Soon enough. Soon enough.
I want the
Yeah.
link when you do.
I'll let everybody know. It'll be on my Instagram. I joined a couple sneaker groups on Facebook. I put some feelers out to one of the groups, like, hey, this was my story. This is what I want to do. And I got a ton of people like, send us the link. I want to see this. This is awesome. I can't believe that you can hold on that long without opening those boxes.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I want to open them so bad, especially since they're sitting in that room out in the open now. They were tucked away in the closet, but I ran out of space. So now I'm looking at them like, God, I want to open that pair. I want to open what's in that box. I want to see.
I just want to freaking post pictures of the fucking room.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I should start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All that hard work. I've been like, can we post? I can't post anything, so Dan post it. What the fuck?
Post pictures of someone
Busted ass
else's
on that thing
house.
for like 3 months. I want to post some fucking pictures.
Yeah, I could start doing like teaser photos and stuff like that
Yeah.
of the room.
Doll room.
Need some
Um,
camera work.
yeah, you've got the equipment. You just got to use it.
Story of my life.
Jeez. That's what she said. What have I done since the last 2 weeks? I don't know. Mini golf. That's been it. I've been focused on mini golf.
Semifinals.
Semifinals. So that's this coming Sunday.
Yep.
At
Buzzard Cove.
Buzzard Cove. So that means I'm top 4 no matter what next year.
Yeah.
I'll take it, man. Other than that, really, honestly, not much. Just that's been like the only cool thing going on is mini golf. I've been a little bit working on the deck, but it's so fucking hot, man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the point I'm at now is doing the slats for the gazebo or the pergola. That's hard doing by yourself. So I got like 2 done,
Mhm.
and I was like, fuck this. Like, called it a day. I got to get some kind of like routine together for it so I can knock that part out.
Dan will help you for free.
Because I'm pretty freaking close to being done.
I'll help you.
And during like your game, you were talking to Tom about running some electric, right?
Yeah, so I want to go through the foundation of the basement so I can run. I want to put a power box on the pergola
Mm-hmm.
so that way I can run lights, and I'm going to do a TV out there and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So I can have I want to mount electric out there so I don't have to try and like run an extension cord and it look corny.
That's dope.
So I'll go through the block of my house and then run it along the deck and then mount an outdoor outlet out there, kind of like your dad's, but
Yeah.
his is way more legit because it was like manufactured that way. So, but yeah, I really do need to get that fucking done so we can do our 1 year, because that would be dope.
That would
Be able to do the
dope.
1 year out there. Fuck me, man. Anyhow,
Sounds motivated.
So,
Right.
it's a lot of work. And I when I bought all that wood and stuff, what's back in like May,
Yeah.
I didn't start it till June because I was on vacation. But I was like, oh, I'll easily knock this out in 2 weekends. It's a 3-man job.
It's a lot of wood.
Yeah,
man.
it's a 3-man job. No, digging the holes fucked us. That took forever.
Mhm.
That took way longer than I expected.
We were
Digging those
pulling
holes.
boulders out of his
Yeah,
fucking
it
yard.
took-
These things are like,
Man.
Because I rented the auger and then it was pointless because like Jesse said, there was giant rocks in there.
it was spinning us. Like at
Legit.
certain points, we were like,
We were holding on to it and it would hit a rock and then we were like,
he almost lost a fucking finger on the metal
yeah, dude.
like stairwell or whatever. It like
Mhm.
flung him over and he barely missed it. It's like, God damn,
Things are
bro.
no joke.
Yeah, we had to hand dig those all.
It was just the concrete that was like from your foundation.
No, there was
There's
actually
just
just rocks
giant-
buried in the
yeah.
ground.
Just huge rocks down
So we had
there.
to dig 6 holes, 12 inches wide by like 3.5 feet deep
Mhm.
with a fucking post hole digger.
But then on like 3 of them, we had to make like 18-inch holes and then
To get around
refill
the
them to
rocks.
get around the rocks.
It sucked.
They got those toe behind augers that it's on a lever. You just lift it up and
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
With all the
Goes
rocks,
in.
I don't think it would have helped. There was giant.
because that's what
rocks
I
in
want to
there.
get for mine because I don't want to.
It sucks.
I know there's rocks in my backyard, a lot of them.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. So it took longer than I expected. And then like working out in the middle of the day and it's like 100 degrees out there. In
Yeah.
my backyard's full sun. So, I mean, I was just baking. And then one day me and Jesse like were doing it in a tornado. So it's taken way longer than I hoped, but It'll get done. It's going to be nice when it's done. And then the wood shortage fucked me.
Yeah.
I mean, I was at a standstill to start the pergola framing because of Home Depot everywhere being out of wood. So
Yeah.
anyhow,
It'd be good for the fall though.
it'll be cool. Yeah, we got plenty of time still to hang out there, cook out, do shows, chill.
Yeah, if any guys are free to help with the shed build, I'll give my address. Chris, Jesse.
Chris will do it for free.
Hey, put your head right here.
So anyhow, you've got your dad to help you with that.
I can lift things and I can like hammer and hold while you hammer.
That's all I need.
I can't do anything else.
I
That's all
technically
we
did
need.
help. I gave you $45.
It's true.
Yeah. I don't feel I deserved it.
Whatever.
I mean, so with that being said, let's get into the actual show. I want to start off really quick. It's going to kind of play into everything, I guess, what we're talking about. But one of the things that I wanted to mention is just one of the biggest takeaways from the show is when we can give back and we do positive things and stuff like that. So I did start a fundraiser in the podcast name. It's the Dear Jack Foundation. A lot of you probably have no idea who that is or what it is, but
I didn't.
Andrew McMahon, who is a cancer survivor. He was the lead singer of Something Corporate. He did Jack's Mannequin. He's now Andrew McMahon in the Wilderness. He started this foundation, Dear Jack, several years ago when he was battling cancer, and they raised money for people that are struggling with it. So I'll post the link. I set a goal for the podcast team of $1,000 by November something, November 30th, I think maybe is the date. But if you're interested in donating $1 or sharing the link or whatever, it's for a good cause. It's one of the things I really like about the show is trying to get people together for positive stuff. So check that out. Link in the description, Dear Jack Foundation. None of the money goes to us. Zero. You do our link, it's just helping our team to promote what's going on. But all of the money is going to the Dear Jack Foundation. So it's not like we're like doing it to get money for ourselves. With that being said, year in review. There's a couple things we want to talk about. We've got, favorite episodes, favorite guests, kind of our biggest take back. We had we have like 9 or 10 guests.
Something like that.
So we had
10.
the first year itself, like not the first year, but 2019. So September through December, what we considered season 1 was really just the 4 of us and then Nick. Like we considered like Dan and Chris coming on as like guests, but real guest wise, like people outside of our immediate circle.
Even then though, we had like 2 microphones. Like you guys just kind of like hung out.
God,
like,
you're right.
Yeah.
Swinging
we
it
had
back
to
and
swing
forth.
it back and forth
Did
between
we
the
only
two of
have
us.
2 to start?
Yeah.
Or we had 3?
And we had 2 to start, and we got a third one.
You're right.
Um,
We started this
because
with
I
only
became a
2.
permanent. Yeah, because I became a permanent part of it.
That was
you
when
got me a mic,
We only had
and then we had to get the 4th mic. We got that from the GoFundMe with for the guest mic.
I ended up buying the 3rd because you became the permanent 3rd person. And then we wanted one for guests because it was, we were doing the awkward swing back and forth.
Yeah.
Shit. So,
God.
like,
Because we still were doing the swing once we had 3, because it was just me and Chris then.
right.
Did we ever find out a name for this one?
There's still the opportunity if you want to be, you can sponsor the show still. And that mic will be yours for however many episodes or whatever you choose. So the
Made to Motivate Mike,
Made to Motivate
For
mic
now.
for now, and then it could be whatever your company is. Or
the National Basketball Association mic.
Yeah, the Sports Illustrated mic.
Yeah.
Today, Chris Kessinger on the Sports Illustrated mic. Whatever. You want to be a part of that, let us know. We'd love to have you. We do take sponsorships and stuff. Shout your business out. We did some with Skyway, Raise Energy Drinks. I don't know what else. But anyways, so we had on, I think our very first guest was Kevin, right? It was Kevin Shelton. Was he before Ryan?
I honestly don't even remember when Kevin was on.
He did the UFC episode. So we had Kevin.
I think it
Jesse's
was
buddy
first.
came on. He wanted to talk about UFC. Then we had on Jesse's cousin, Ryan LaBelle. We've got one audience member today. Christopher Kessinger is here today.
What's up?
Dan's probably sleeping. We had a long weekend at Kalahari. And then we have a very special guest that I'll allow to introduce himself,
Ryan LaBelle. Glad to be here.
Ryan LaBelle. Are you in any relation to the infamous Charles LaBelle?
That is my cousin. And if you are a male and you don't get your haircut at LaBelle's Barber Parlor at 1201 East Market Street, you probably should go check it out.
Absolutely. He did the that was a recovery show. Still to this date, our top listened to. It did really good. Then we had Taylor Arnold, Tay Fit Mama on. And then we've got a special guest tonight who's our actual guest for the show. Do we call you Taylor, Tay, at Tay Fit Mama?
You can call me whatever you want, but yeah, usually people call me Tay.
Tay. So we've got Tay on. She's going to cover our Made to Motivate segment. We're going to talk about fitness and health and nutrition and working out and things like that and get some feedback from her. So welcome. Thanks for coming on. Tom Ruckman, who is also in the mini golf tournament. We've got a guest this week. Again, guest is our thing lately. We have Thomas Ruckman.
Yeah, how's it going?
We talked about him on the show. We tried calling him. He bitched out on us.
Yeah.
So
I still have you in my phone as Big Daddy Rucksack.
That's right. We let him come back to redeem himself since he missed out on Super Bowl trivia.
Come back. I never came.
That's what she said.
Great story.
He was a really good story. Talked about donating his kidney. Cordell Parker, who was Amber Rose's bodyguard. We've got a special guest today as well as a return audience member with us. But special guest on the unnamed, unsponsored so far guest microphone is Cordell Parker. How's it going, sir?
Yo, it's going pretty good, Excited to be here.
Absolutely, man. Glad you were able to come on and talk with us.
Anytime.
It's one of my favorite episodes.
Really good episode. Ryan the Lion Madigan, UFC veteran, he was on the show twice. And we're also joined by a very special guest, Ryan the Lion Madigan.
Yeah.
How's it going, sir?
Good. Great. Pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. Glad to have you on. Ryan owns and operates World Kickboxing Academy.
That's it.
You're in Stowe, Cuyahoga Falls?
Cuyahoga Falls.
Cuyahoga
on
Falls.
State Road. 2413 State Road.
There you go.
688-4800.
Live from Madison Square Garden, Ryan the Lion Madigan.
We got the lion here.
We had William Hung, the one and only, from American Idol.
I'm William Hung, and this is Made to Motivate podcast.
Derek Seaton. And we've got a special guest that Jesse invited on the show for us tonight.
Yeah, this is my buddy Derek Seaton. I work with him, middle school teacher at my building, and longtime friend now. So, Seaton, you want to say something?
I'm just glad to be here. Jess asked me about it, and I said, yeah, I'll do this, Jess. So.
Yeah, happy to have you. Jesse's friend from school. That was a really good, really good episode. And then we had on Morgan Hayes. She came on and talked fitness and nutrition and health and wellness and stuff with us. And you'll notice Chris looks kind of different tonight. He's being filled in by Morgan. What's going on, ma'am?
Hi.
So Morgan's our special guest tonight. We're going to talk about rehab and exercise science and all kinds of things like that. So she's going to discuss that with us amongst some other interesting topics. I think that was all of our guests, like actual guests. Mm-hmm. Who was your guys' favorite of all the guests we've had on so far?
Now, here's a question. When you say favorite, are you talking you made for the best interview?
Just your favorite, who was your favorite guest? It didn't have to be the favorite episode, but maybe the person that you just related to the most or just thought that did a really good job on the show. Just overall favorite.
I mean, for
person
me,
to have had on.
It's partially biased just because he's my cousin and everything, but just knowing what my cousin Ryan has come from and like the low point that he was at to where he is now, that story like just spoke volumes to me, even though I already knew the majority of it. Just giving him the opportunity to share that was great
for sure.
Second to that though, it's probably William Hung, just because of how that all came about, running him into an airport and then him coming onto the show a couple weeks later.
William Hung, how's it going, sir?
Good. You got everything figured out?
Everything is good now. Yes, we just were connected to the wrong Bluetooth here. So I'm going to take it back. All right, so guys, so we got William Hung on the line. So kind of backstory. We were all at Podfest Expo in Orlando about 2 weeks ago, to which William was there for just, as a guest for himself. And we were flying home. And just out of pure coincidence, we run across him at the Orlando airport, and Jesse happened to spot him. So
Yeah,
we kind of called him over, and
I just shouted out. I was like, "William!" And luckily, you were nice enough to come over and talk to us, so that was awesome, man.
yeah, so
You're welcome.
yeah, so we chatted with William for a little while, and we discussed having him come on the show. He's into podcasts and stuff, and we thought it'd be kind of cool to talk about his career and history and stuff like that. So we did outline some questions we can get into with everything, and kind of just go from there. Obviously, biggest thing is American Idol. 2000, what was that? What year were you on that?
2004.
2004, season 3 American Idol. So you went on there. First question kind of is just like, what made you want to do that? What was your expectation with going on the show?
Well, I was studying for civil engineering at UC Berkeley, but I wasn't doing well and I wasn't happy. So something had to change. So one day I saw this poster for a school talent show at the Clark Kerr dormitories. I figured, why not? Let's try it. So I started watching and studying music videos from Ricky Martin's She Bangs. I had no expectations, but surprisingly, I won. I actually won a DVD player. So that's what gave me the confidence to audition for American Idol.
For sure. And he was super cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was like the first instance of having somebody that you kind of just like envision as this, like, he was just like an icon, like he was just She Bangs. You don't think of anything else, but he was really like a real dude and had a lot of deep stuff to talk about. And I mean, I'd hang out with William Hung, like just
philosophical stuff too. I mean, he's a really smart guy.
Yeah, he was cool. So those are my two favorites though.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to say Tom, his story was like the epitome of selflessness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's great.
Taking a part of your body to give to somebody so they can survive. I mean, that's just, you can't get more motivational than that.
For sure.
So that's probably my favorite guest story, at least.
Made to motivate.
So our boy Tom is not chopped liver.
Chopped liver.
Not
Or is
chopped.
it kidneys, Nicholas?
So Tom is a fan of show and has been wanting to come on for a while. And last week Nick was talking about him coming on, and he said, "Well, he can be for the Made to Motivate segment because he donated 1.5 of his livers." And I said, "What?" I said, "You only have one liver." He said, "Yeah, well, maybe he gave away half his liver." I'm like, "You mean kidney, bro?" And Nick legitimately thought that you had 2 livers.
Hey,
Like that was a thing.
I'm not.
I technically do
smart.
now. Just one's in another body.
Hey.
Oh man.
I thought it was really funny though. But Tom, so you donate a kidney, liver? What did you get rid of?
Donated a 60% portion of half of my liver.
60% of half.
So you have 2 lobes of your
So
liver.
you gave away like a quarter.
Yeah, whatever. a third would be more accurate.
You can donate a liver, but you can't donate to the Patreon.
Wow.
I do. I'm
just
in the
fucking with you.
Patreon, man. I'm the first Patreon
I know you are.
person on the podcast.
He's all in.
That's why
No,
we give you a hard time.
So wait, can you drink less then?
Drink
Like alcohol? Doesn't like your liver like isn't that like part
filters out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it filters it.
Does that affect you? You get drunk easier?
I didn't drink. I don't think so. Maybe. I don't know.
You couldn't drink for a certain amount of
I didn't.
time, right?
Yeah, they told me because basically your liver regrows, so it grew back. It's the only. I think it's the only.
So you
thing
have a
in
full
your body
liver again now?
No, I have. It's probably. I think what they told
it's
me
like
is like 70, 80%
of 30% of half of your liver.
Yeah, whatever.
You should see whenever you put this on the video, when you put his soundbite, you should see if you can get the picture of his open wound
Yeah.
for that.
I'm pretty sure he texted them to
This
me.
dude's got like an L-shaped,
Nasty.
like 3-inch canyon
gross,
in his
dude.
body when he was recovering from that surgery. It was
This is
insane.
awful.
What he went through after, the
Yeah.
initial surgery, because it got infected, they had to open it up and keep it open. It's
terrible.
Yeah. I liked all of our guests. I mean, different episodes I related to more than others. I think one of my favorite people that we had on was Cordell, though.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, that's
The episode was fun. He just related well to everything.
Blase blah.
Yeah,
Blase
blase
blah.
blah.
That's what I was trying to think of.
So one of the big things, we'll just get it out and then we'll kind of go from there, is like Cordell mentioned, he was traveling with Amber Rose. So you were one of or a bodyguard?
No, I was so it was for a while I was working with my cousin.
Yeah.
And then it was solo for a while because of availability.
Okay.
So I would travel with her out of the country, in the country. And then she had a bodyguard for a while that was living with her in LA. Well, that wasn't living with her in LA, but was in LA with her.
So you got to try as a bodyguard or just like,
Yeah.
So you did that for what, 6 years you said?
Yeah, I was with her for 6 years. It was in 2009. No, so I graduated in 2009. I met her on my 21st birthday.
Okay.
And that was all off of my cousin. He wanted me to come out. He was doing security for her. They were coming to Cleveland. That's how I met her. How it transferred into me doing security was this. After we had kicked it that night, one of the security at the Cleveland nightclub reached out to him like, hey, do you know anyone that's security, blah, blah, blah. So he called me. He was like, hey, man, if you want to make some money up in Cleveland doing some security guard work, blah, 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 take care of all the accommodations. Well, they took care of my hotel and stuff like that. And anything else I needed outside of my regular pay, they took care of all of it.
Okay.
You know, so from Ohio, I'll just travel wherever she was at, blah, blah, blah. It was an awesome experience. It had 2 floors. Man, I loved it. I loved it. Like, Dallas was so much fun.
Anything ever like pop off?
All the time. Like, literally all the time.
Yeah.
Like what was worst case scenario?
Well, like
that you can get into.
So I had an incident with an NFL player. He was a cornerback for the Dallas Cowboys, about 5'8" guy, nice build, blah, blah, blah.
But like it was more so, and nothing against the other guests, but like a lot of them, we had them on for like a very specific segment, and then that's what they were here for. Like Cordell hung out for the whole show. He talked about everything that we talked about.
Needs to leave my Cowboys alone, goddammit.
Yeah. In addition to obviously like what we wanted him to come on for. So like I just had a really fun time with that episode. So he was probably one of my favorite guests, not necessarily story-wise or episode-wise, but favorite people just to have on and talk to. I thought it was just a relatable episode, and it was a good time just to hang out with him. I really liked everybody, though. We'll talk about favorite episode specifically in a bit, but guest-wise, I'm going to say Cordell was probably my favorite. Nicest to look at, probably somebody else, but
I don't know Cordell, man.
He's handsome. Chris, who was your favorite person we had on?
You guys all hit on my favorite guests without question. I think just to piggyback on kind of what Jesse said about Ryan, what I think made his interview so compelling was that it's that vulnerability. It's the fact that somebody who has gone through a lot negatively is willing to come on camera and share his story.
Calling this segment Fighting Addiction Recovery Story. And we have a special guest on here who is going to lead us through this. Want to introduce yourself, sir?
Yep, my name's Ryan LaBelle. I've been clean for almost 3 years now.
Very cool. That's awesome.
I was addicted to heroin.
I think that's what we kind of need more of on this show. I would like to see more, not necessarily victimization, but like just more people who have come from that kind of thing and triumphed over their situation.
Absolutely.
And Ryan is certainly a triumph. I mean, you know that. We all know that now.
Yeah.
I think that interview was, off the charts, and the Tom one, phenomenal too. I mean, that story, like Dan said, selflessness is a perfect definition of that story.
Better storyteller than golfer. So.
Oh,
wow.
Jeez. He is 8th.
So I mean, some of our favorite guests, who did you, outside of like favorite person, what I guess we could do that 2 different ways. Favorite episode overall. I think you guys kind of answered favorite guest episode though in your favorite person, but for me that's not necessarily the case. I liked Cordell as just the person and the hanging out, but like favorite guest episode would probably be Ryan or Tom. Based on their stories and what they gave back. Like to your point, Ryan's, that takes a lot of courage. Yeah. I mean, he could have come on and did it anonymously. To come on and really tell your story and to put yourself out there and then to share it and to be willing to identify with it and everything, I think says a lot about his willingness to want to help other people and not being ashamed of where he came from. Like that takes a lot of courage. That is something that a lot of people would be embarrassed about maybe, or, like not want to share about themselves because they, wanted to move on, or they don't want that image to follow them. So like, I give him a ton of kudos and respect for coming on and being so open about a lot of dark stuff too.
Yeah.
This wasn't just like, hey, I was on drugs and I recovered. I mean, that dude went in depth. I think that there's a lot of people that can take positivity away from that. I'm hoping in the amount of views that it's had, that it's helped other people. It's been shared, like right off the rip, that show killed it, And to your point, Chris, like those are the stories I want to tell. When we started the show, like that was like where this was supposed to go, and here we are today. It's definitely turned into like a comedy show.
We have our moments.
But I love what we became.
Yeah.
But like when I first started out, like I didn't have a real plan, but it was to be like a motivational, hence the name, tell these types of stories. And we have our moments, we hit on them. We've had some really good serious shows.
Yeah.
Ryan's one of my favorite ones, and I'd love if if you're listening to this or you've listened before and you have a story you'd like to tell. I mean, we're always open to having guests on and share that motivational stuff. So his was a big one. And then to Dan's point, I mean, Tom, that's huge. To hearing the details of like what you go through.
Yeah.
I would have never known some of that stuff, like how you, like the psychological interviews he had to do to like prove why he was doing it and that he was of sound mind and that no one was forcing him or paying him. Yeah. I would never know any of that. Yeah. And then to see those scars and like the pain, you don't think about that after the fact of like,
he was like
he said, he
bandaged up on top of that.
Yeah.
The bandages like
had to tear him out of his
stuck
skin.
to him. So he had to pull that out, and like, he said he'd do it again.
Yeah, man, that's
what's even crazier. He was like, I would do it again.
I remember laying there on my back, looking up at the lights, and the guy's like,
"Bye-bye.
All right, we'll see you." And that's all I remember.
Yep.
And then the surgery for me was 6 hours.
Damn.
And they cut me. I'll explain it because we're talking, but it's basically at the base of my rib cage, goes down to my belly button all the way over to about the middle of my side. So it's probably like a 18 to 24 inch incision.
Damn, that big?
There's a picture of it.
Yeah,
you can literally see like.
I'll pass you guys. We'll just get this on.
It's like
we'll get
2 inches wide, bro. It's insane. Like I always thought of surgery as like
a little tiny incision.
Incision. They open it up, and then it was like whatever. This dude is gutted open.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's ridiculous.
Like when you see this picture, you're gonna be like, "Holy shit!"
Wow.
So I had the incision. They did the surgery. I'll just fast forward because I'm going to show you guys these pictures. But so they did the surgery or whatever, and I had staples in originally.
Yeah.
But I had drainage building up on my side, and I had a drain in at the bottom of my stomach, but they didn't really do it correctly, I guess you can say.
That's a big deal. I mean, it wasn't even like immediate family.
Right.
That's like a family. It was like
it was his wife's.
Yeah, it was like an aunt-in-law or something. Whatever. Like those are two. I mean, we'll have all this information obviously with these, but like these are ones to go back and listen to if you haven't before. Really, really inspiring stories from both of them. So as far as guest episodes, I don't know. It's so hard to single out one though. Like we picked the people we had on the show specifically for a reason, like they all had something very unique to offer and something very unique to tell.
Yeah.
William Hung's was equally inspiring. Like you said, the dude was so smart.
Yeah.
Like we had him on because it's like, it's fucking William Hung. Let's have him on the show. But then when he started talking about everything he had to offer and like how he's also now doing motivational speeches and stuff and like trying to empower people, like being on American Idol and stuff, how has that all kind of played into this transition in your career and like where you're at now?
Well, I always believe that my mission is to help people find their voice. Like somehow I want people to be able to express themselves, discover and leverage their unique talent and passions, and then make a positive impact in the world. That's why that's something I personally believe in. No matter what channel, what medium I choose, that's what I want to do. But in terms of champion by choice, I feel like the reason I wrote this book, and it's actually out last year in October. I wrote this book because I want to leave a legacy. I want people to become a champion because I feel like everybody has that choice. You don't have to be the richest person, the most influential person to become a champion.
I was like, this is the perfect relation to like what we do.
I mean, and think about this. So like you guys go down there for a weekend for, podcasting and all that. And what did you think? Like the biggest thing you'd pull away was William Hung.
Right.
Like that's
at a podcast expo.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Did you even go to the expo?
We went one time.
This is a great story too in itself.
A little bit. We went. I mean, the whole freaking William Hung thing, happened because Jesse somehow recognized him and is screaming his name through the airport. And I'm just sitting there like, what the fuck is going on? And
I wasn't letting it go, man.
And then he was all about it. It was super cool.
I got a joke.
We didn't even ask him to come on to the freaking show. He was just like,
he asked us to come on.
You give me your number and I'll come on the show. We're like, fuck yeah, you will.
Yeah. Remember the sound went bad for that too, a little behind the scenes. Before we even started, like we were trying to get everything scrambling, and for some reason the sound wasn't working well. So we ran behind on that episode. I remember we were trying to set everything up and we couldn't get a hold of him. And
I mean, how cool is this?
Is that his
number? I can't see that, but that's my iMessage. Like I literally am like texting with William Hung. Like that's cool as fuck.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Yeah. And I
I'm
mean,
his friend on Facebook now.
Yeah, dude.
To answer your question though, it's kind of a loaded one. So you have to approach it in two ways. Like what is the guest episode that I would rewatch again? Probably the Cordell one, because there's a lot of personality. It's fun to listen to. You always love celebrity gossip and that kind of thing, and that's what that centered on.
Absolutely.
But like in terms of inspirational, motivational, like if I were to take any episode and show one off to somebody just to show you what Made to Motivate's all about, the Ryan one is definitely the one you take. So yeah,
I wish I was here for that Cordell episode.
I do too. That was the week I missed. Yeah,
good time.
And I'm laughing in my car listening to it.
We were laughing too. Blase blah.
Blase blah.
Blase blah blah blah.
But if you ask my favorite regular episode, we'll get on that later, but that's a different story.
Well, yeah. Outside of the favorite guest, I mean, we all kind of touched on it. Anything else you want to add as far as favorite guest ones? You guys kind of announced it with your favorite guest.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Tom.
So then favorite overall episode outside of like the guests, what was and it can be a guest episode, but what was your favorite episode that we've done?
Mamba Mentality.
Been on or listened to?
Mamba Mentality. Yeah. So I'm going to go on a little tangent here because like this episode deserves all the love it can get. Aside from the fact that, this was the same day that Kobe Bryant had passed away, and you guys literally triumphed in the 0 hour, putting together stats, putting together all kinds of beautiful sound bites, songs, everything. Heartbreaking episode, but one that you guys did well for number 8. And I'll tell you what, I had goosebumps listening to it the whole time. And like this, I don't mean this
now.
I don't mean this as an insult. Like, I didn't think you guys made that. Like it was, you guys have had good episodes and great episodes. This was an extraordinary episode. And I thought the work done by all three, you could tell, was truly phenomenal. And it was just, you guys did his legacy very well. And that's not an easy thing to do, especially when so many were doing it at the same time.
Ladies and gentlemen, in guard 6'6", from Lower Marion High School, in his 20th season, making his final appearance right here at Cookie Loans Arena. He's the third all-time leading scorer in NBA history, an 18-time NBA All-Star, a 2-time Olympic gold medalist, a 2-time NBA Finals MVP, and a 5-time NBA champion, and he is the Black Mamba, all the way from Loudville to the floor with the number 24, the one, the only, Kobe!
Kobe, old man, welcome to our new life. It was fun playing with you. It was fun playing against you. Best leg ever. I just want to say congratulations on an illustrious career and tell your beautiful daughters Uncle Shaq said hello and your lovely wife. Congratulations, brother.
Hey, Kobe and Steve Fish. Congratulations to you, man, on an amazing, amazing 20-year run. No other player in the history of our game will be able to compare to what you've done, the way you've done it, and how long it will live on. It was an honor, and I'm humbled to have been your teammate, your brother, your friend. God bless you. I will love you forever.
Out to Kobe.
Cole, man, I appreciate everything you've done for the game of basketball. Be proud of what you've done. I appreciate you. You'll always be a champion, and thank you, man.
Kobe, man, thank you for being someone that I can reach for. From everybody who's played the game of basketball, we respect you, and we're just very thankful for your 20 years in this NBA.
Kobe, congrats, my man. You had an incredible career. It's been a pleasure watching you and competing against you. Wish you nothing but the best for life after basketball. Take care, my friend.
Kobe, you did it the right way. You did it your way. You've done things that most people never even dream of, and I hope you have peace and success in your next life.
Kobe, I want to say congratulations on this night, man. Lord knows you've earned it. I want to say thank you for all these memories that you've given us. You know, as a friend and as a fan, man, I want to say salute and all the best to you, my dude.
Cole, it's your big little brother, man. I'm going to miss you. We're going to miss you. I appreciate everything you did for the game. I appreciate everything you did for me. Peace.
Kobe's had a huge impact on the game, and the game's in a much better place because of what he's been able to accomplish in his career. If you watch Kobe, I think it makes you a better player because you know who he is.
Yo, what up, Kobe? Just want to say thank you for everything that you've done. You set some standards that once I got to the league, I always wanted to emulate. I always wanted to try to match. Nothing but love to you, to your beautiful wife, and your two beautiful daughters, man.
Final seconds. Ryan for the win.
My brother, just congratulations. You had an incredible career. I'm so proud of you. We had incredible success together, and I look forward to our endeavors and friendship for the rest of our lives.
Dean, what's up? It's your little brother, L.O. Just want to tell you I love you. You had a great career. Proud to say that I was right there with you. Kobe Dean.
Kobe, this transformation this year from your Black Mamba phase, killing everything in sight with one bite, has been remarkable. You've become the ambassador of basketball. Congratulations.
One game left in a 20-year purple and gold career.
Well, Kobe, goodbye. I think I may retire with you. I'm not sure, but it's been great watching you, and I hope you enjoyed it half as much as me and my family have. You've been an inspiration to us all, and L.A. loves you.
Congratulate the back-to-back champions, the Los Angeles Lakers. Unbelievable. I want to say to the greatest coach in the world, Phil Jackson, and we do have the greatest player in the world in Kobe Bryant.
And now, all that remained was for Kobe to put the game away for good.
But back to Kobe. They're milking seconds. Kobe spins, double, loose, picks it up, fights his way for 13, bang, and nails it to make it a 4-point lead. Kobe Bryant fought his way in for the field goal. Los Angeles wins and puts a stranglehold on three-peat. Third in a row with the Los Angeles Lakers.
Three. That's the triple right there.
One, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And then two, I wish we were recording at that time. I wish we were doing video.
Yeah.
I would have loved to gone back and watched that and our emotions and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It was awful. It was, I mean, just, I think all three of us cried. I started crying just trying to introduce what we were going to do.
Nick had to take it over because
me and you
we couldn't talk.
All right, guys, welcome back to Made to Motivate. This is season 2, episode 4 already. Is it 4?
Jesus, how fitting.
Wow.
I didn't even think of that.
Oh, geez.
Oh, wow. That's eerie as fuck. Yeah, this is season 2, episode 4. Wow. This is your host, Ryan Weiss.
Man, that hit me like real hard.
Yeah, damn. I'm joined as always by Nick Mancuso, my co-host.
What's up, guy?
And I got my co-host, Jesse Unk.
What's going on?
What's going on? We've got something a little bit more somber and serious for you tonight. We had something else completely planned. We don't have any audience or guest members tonight because we completely reformatted and changed the show for tonight. We're recording on Sunday, January 26th. And today we found out that
yeah, it's tough. We lost a basketball icon, a really strong human being, you know, a father, a
legend
in Kobe Bryant.
it was just it literally was probably 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. We found out our time. And then we did that show at 7 o'clock that night. Me and Dan were at the gym when we found out about it. I started texting Jesse and Nick about it. And then we were like, to Chris's point, like we had a show planned. We just said, screw it. We're going to dedicate the show to Kobe in an hour and a half. We just did it. I'm on, I think with you, probably my favorite. I think Jesse's going to say the same. Dan, I mean, just the impact of it, the impact he had on all of us, the impact that he had on this world, producing the show, putting it together, sound bites, pulling together. Like we pulled those sound bites and everything together right before we recorded. Like we went through things and thought about what we wanted to do, and I pieced everything together. And like, I haven't gone back and listened to it. I listened to it while we recorded it, and I think I listened to it the next day, and I haven't listened to it again. Jesse, I think you said you never listened to it.
Yeah,
I don't know. Next week, I probably will. I think we'll probably do something in his honor.
Because you're doing your own skills a disservice by not listening to it.
Yeah, it was a very impactful show. If you haven't listened to it and you're a Kobe fan, I mean, I would urge you to go back and listen, because I think we did, not to boast, but I think we did do his name well. I think that we told a lot of good about him, and yeah,
and
that was a good show.
I think that's a testament to sports too. I know you in particular will agree with me, because we don't know Kobe Bryant. We don't know him on a personal level at all, but we've studied his game for as long as, time is allowed. And, to be that connected to somebody you've never even met, like that's a tough thing to do, man. That's a tough quality to attain. And, it's just interesting when that episode came out, January 26th, the world changed almost immediately after that.
Yeah.
It's almost like that was the catalyst for what was coming next.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. It's crazy to think about that was
January
this year.
Yep.
And everything that we've gone through since then.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never had a celebrity death impact me like that did. I mean, I cried harder over his death than some people that I know myself, and it was weird because like I wasn't a Kobe fan growing up
either.
Like he was always Kobe versus LeBron. I didn't hate Kobe or anything like that. Like, I didn't consider him a rival, but it was just like he was a great player that I watched, and this hit me differently. I've never cried so hard over a person that I don't know, and it wasn't like I grew up a Kobe fan. It's just like he's part of my life, you know? Like, it's just it feels like this person, and then they're just taken from you. And it kind of makes you think, like I feel bad for saying all that stuff all those years about how,
right?
I've never disrespected Kobe because I've always respected him, but like, I feel bad for writing articles about why LeBron is so much better and talking about whether or not he was clutch and talking about, these things. You saw him all over the place, but then like once he retired and everything, like the torn Achilles, going out and hitting those free throws and stuff. I remember thinking like, holy shit, that's so Kobe.
Yeah.
And like going down in his last game, scoring like 63 points or something crazy. It was like, damn, like that's the way Kobe goes out. And like, just the way that it happened, you expect for those people to live forever. We expect for LeBron to be like Jim Brown, one day sitting in the stands of the NBA games, watching over everybody, and like, the Kareems and all of these people, Bill Russell, who's still sitting around, like these legends are all still here. And like, just knowing Kobe's not going to be one of them, that was probably the hardest thing. And I don't know, like that day
daughter
just,
too.
Yeah,
And that was
that's what I was
part
going
of
to
it.
say. The day just continued to get worse once we found out, Gianna was gone, and, this whole team, her team was gone, a bunch of girls from her team had passed and friends of theirs. And like, you think about his wife, how she's going to go forward and like this impact on such a huge franchise. Like, how does anybody come back from that? And that was rough.
Yeah. Part of that, and we talked about it on that episode, was it was how, and it was the tragic way that he died. I mean, he was so young. He was what, 40 something?
42?
Yeah. I mean, it's one thing to have lived your whole life, and him die at 70, 80, living, dying of old age and stuff, and going on, and to Jesse's point, being in stands and going on to coach and be there to see his kids grow up and get married and stuff. But to lose someone that impactful on everybody's life, to die that young. And I just think about all the stuff he missed out on, like his daughter getting married and having kids and being a grandparent, and his wife having to go on, Vanessa do it all herself. Like, those tragic deaths just make things so much worse.
Yeah.
And that was just awful.
Well, and
it will always, like, man.
And you guys like Kobe, clutch. I mean, you guys came through and you honored his memory when you had no time to do so. And that's why that episode is a testament to your guys' skills.
Yeah, we got to put something together for that for next week. Like, play that. I got to put together some kind of video.
Yeah,
that we can play that audio over and put it on the YouTube and do like something for him for next week.
Yeah.
It was a good episode. Dan, favorite?
That's
Kobe.
Yeah. 100%. I
just thinking about it gives me chills. I need to go back and listen just because I remember just the music and the sound bites playing together, and then just chills.
Dude, driving in the car on the way to work, listening to it. Like, I didn't want to get out of the car.
Yeah, dude.
I wanted to continue to listen. You guys, again, you did justice.
You're right.
Celebrating
that is one where the minutes kind of just fly by too.
Yeah.
Like it's not a very long episode compared to their other ones, but like it is one that it just flies by. The pacing's outstanding in that episode.
Yeah, I mean, we just talked. There wasn't many notes or anything for that one.
The only notes we had were statistics.
Yeah, like it was otherwise just talking about him and just the impact he had on us and everything. With that, what episode, or even just being a part of this show as guests or listeners, whatever, what has been the biggest impact for you guys? What have you taken away from this over the course of the past year? Positive, negative, whatever. Like, what has been your biggest thing that you've appreciated about the show? Anything in particular for you guys?
I was just wondering when the chicken road trip's going to happen.
Yes. We've been talking about that since like episode 1.
Well, COVID fucked us. It was supposed to be this year.
Chickens are still being chopped up and fried. It doesn't matter.
COVID, man. We weren't allowed to leave our houses.
COVID waits for no one.
Jeez.
I'll start off. Mine's a little corny, but it really is the foundation of this show. And it's just that there is nothing more entertaining than friends on 4, 3, 2 mics.
Yeah.
And I think that, this show would be nothing without your guys' chemistry. And that to me is always the most entertaining pull in for me. I listen to a few podcasts, but I don't listen to anything like this religiously, to where I have to listen to every episode. At first it started because you guys are my friends, that I was supporting you guys, but now it's like, if there's an episode that I'm not there, I'm definitely going to listen to it. No doubt about it. And it's hard to do, to keep that entertainment factor for sometimes 2.5 hours like you guys do. And
3.
Yeah, 3 hours. So if I were to take anything, it's honestly just the value of friendship for me.
I like that. I appreciate that sentiment.
Yeah.
Jesse, Dan?
He kind of stole what I was going to say. I mean,
I need to just start
honestly,
he's taken everything.
No, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, like, there's stuff that
give us the limelight. Come on.
Like our guests and stuff have been really cool, and I've gotten, some cool stuff from that. But like ultimately, like, we weren't friends before this.
No.
Like, I knew Nick, you knew Nick, like, but we had done a couple of things together occasionally. Like, we were acquaintances, and we had interacted a couple of
Maybe
times,
once or twice.
but like, we weren't friends by any means. And like, this has just evolved into just a great thing. I mean, and we're all so different. Like, that's the thing too. Like,
we are.
Like, it's just, I don't know. Like I tell people all the time, like Ryan, super skilled. This dude can draw you anything. He
God.
builds stuff like crazy. He's
I would
always
kill for 1/8 of his value,
Yeah.
like his artistic and his construction value.
Yeah, you're just talented, and that really like truly
putting.
impresses me.
Appreciate
And
it.
like Chris, you go above and beyond for people like I've never seen anybody like paying out of your own pockets for your tournaments and stuff just to put us on, you know, for a good time, and you know, sharing our stuff no matter what it is, whether, you know, who knows, even if you thought it was like garbage, I guarantee you'd be the first person to support. And like I don't know, you guys just impressed the hell out of me, and I'm glad that this happened because we would not have these friendships without this podcast.
I agree. And I should do better.
Sandman,
better about being here, you asshole. Yeah. I mean, that's really it. That's it for me.
Camaraderie.
When I started the show, I had no idea this is what it was going to be. Like Jesse said, I mean, we started with 2 mics. I had no idea it was going to turn into 4 of us hanging out every week. I figured it was going to be me and a guest each week. That's like what I intended for it to be, because I didn't know that people would care or want to be a part of it. And then it became like, well, I want to be on, and I want to be on. And I was like, well, cool. And so selfishly, like one of my biggest things I enjoy is just the response from people, the willingness for people to want to be a part of it, and having guests on, and people caring enough to not, I don't want to say like think that we're cool or like, but to care enough about the show that they want to be on it so their story can be heard. And we're small, obviously. Like we're not getting millions of views or anything, but it's impacting enough people that someone like William Hung wanted to come on, but like we get people that ask, can I come on the show? It's not even like us asking for guests to be here. So like as far as the show itself goes, I really love that. I love that the motivation is there outside of us being assholes to each other or making fun of each other.
Jesse, you want to tell the story about whenever you ordered a Long Island iced tea at Spaghetti Warehouse?
Shut the fuck up.
What happened?
It
It was the time
when I was there?
Yeah.
The Spaghetti Warehouse.
What was wrong with ordering a Long Island iced tea?
So he was going through the menu and he wanted to get a drink.
Yeah.
And it's called the Warehouse LIT.
I remember this.
And he's like,
what's lit?
hey, can I get a Warehouse lit? And she's like,
it's a Long Island iced tea. Is that okay?
He's like, yeah, it's fine.
Dude, that shit is fun. How the fuck am I supposed to know? It wasn't like L.I.
Yes, it is.
T. No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Look it up.
I'm not gonna look it up
because you know.
Spaghetti Warehouse lit. Can I get lit?
Hello, guys. It's Made to Motivate podcast. This is season 2, episode 8. This is your host.
Ryan Weiss.
This is your host, Ryan
I'm
Weiss.
sorry, I just saw the poll that you put up. Why'd you put beard in parentheses?
I fucked up.
You played the shit out of. I'm sorry.
We're gonna give Jesse a moment to
He has like a speech written
to vent because he's
a speech written. This is your words, you fuck. I'm putting you guys on Front Street.
He's upset with us from calling him out on last week's episode. So
my name was slandered and drug through the mud.
The thoughts and comments of Jesse Young do not reflect the Made to Motivate podcast in any way.
Here I have a transcript of the exact words that were sent to me before the show. Ryan, have you been taking any medicine? I leave for vacation in the morning. I ain't trying to get the flu, LOL. Me, nah, I haven't. Nick, yeah, just stay home then, laughing my ass off. Ryan, I guess Chris could take your spot. Haha, all right, sorry guys, but I figured it'd be safer to not get you both fucked up. Thinking of my friends, and what do? They fuck my whole entire co-host name. It was terrible.
yeah, we apologize. You shouldn't. You had to have known.
I don't.
In all honesty, you had to have known if you didn't.
He's
come.
the first one to miss a show.
Oh, wow, Nick still. Yeah, this is true.
Joking around, like we still are. That message is still getting out there, and that's like really what I want from the show. But more so, what all of you guys said is the friendships. Like we all have so much that we individually bring, and we didn't know each other. We didn't do shit. Like it went from that we're gonna hang out every week and like we're friends on the show and like we got to know each other, but to the point of now like we do stuff outside of the show. You know, it became an actual friendship.
Yeah.
And not just like we're 4 guys that like hang out because we do a show together. You know, like me and Jesse do shit together on our own. Like we never even fucking knew each other.
Yeah.
Me and Chris go and do shit together on our own. We're doing the mini golf. Like we all got brought together and so much. I've known Dan forever, not to take anything away, but like I've known Dan forever. So like we've always been doing stuff, but the friendships that I've gained from it is really meaningful. And you guys are impressive. Yeah, I can build shit and draw, but like the stuff you guys articulate, and you two, especially with your writing and shit, is fucking, I can't even fucking write a grammatical sentence. Nonetheless, like you're writing for fucking Sports Illustrated, and the amount of dedication and shit you put in to everything you do, Chris, everything, like it's insane, man. Movie reviews and like your tournaments, and like it blows me away. And then me and Dan just like to fuck around. Like,
Yeah,
we go on vacations together and we're just assholes. But not the Dan, like we've been friends forever, but like I've gained so much from the show and just the people that have brought us, that it's brought to us. And even some of our guests and stuff. It's been a cool ride. I really look forward to what we continue to do.
Totally.
You know, the show has grown so much from the first episodes. I mean, even if we go back and listen to like sports when it was the 2 separate shows and stuff. And
yeah. Welcome back to episode 7 of Made to Motivate. Let's talk sports.
There you go, Jesse. Taking issue.
It's
This
your
is your
show.
fucking
It's my
man.
fucking show. I guess I got to do everything around here.
Right.
Can't even get introduced.
Sound quality, or like just the way we compose ourselves, like we change I feel like the show changes so consistently, which is weird. Like it's growing, but it's changing. You know, season 1 was so rough, you know, and we didn't have a lot of structure, and then we did sound bites and timestamps, and then we were printing out show notes, and we were so organized, and we said fuck the show notes.
Yeah.
And we just started winging shit. And like we have the segments, which I love.
It is July 20th, 1969, and man is about to land on the moon.
Freedom itself was attacked this morning by a faceless coward, and freedom will be defended.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
That's the way the news goes.
Well, while we're on this topic, we might as well just hop over to locker room and talk some more sports.
I'm down.
Locker room.
Swung and lined to deep left field. It is gone! 45-40. Run, William, run! 20, 15.
Iguodala to Curry. Back to Iguodala. Up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James. LeBron James with the wrist.
This is locker room talk.
We're going to do Made to Motivate real quick.
Just do it! Don't let your dreams be dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow. So just do it! Make your dreams come true! Just do it!
No, we got Hollywood Report too.
Yeah, we already did
I'll be
sports.
quick. Let's do Hollywood Report quick since we're on movie stuff or TV shows, and we'll try and hop through this. We got some interesting things to talk about.
My God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm! Wait. Everybody calm down! No. News team, assemble!
I love that soundbite so much.
It's so good.
You know, we just continue to grow. And I think like with year 2, like really getting more guests on here and just continuing to like grow in how we do the show. It's cool. Like it's been a really good time. The excuse to hang out every week, like with an exception to like a handful of times, we haven't missed a show. You know, we missed because of Podfest. Yeah. We missed like last week because we had personal stuff going on. Like we're not making money. So if something like important comes up in life,
it's rare.
We can reformat the show, or like we can push it back. But like I feel like everyone has been so dedicated. Like you guys don't owe me shit to be on here. If you guys weren't showing up, I'd be sitting in this room by myself, like the one episode that I did, and like that's cool for like one show. But
so what up, guys? This is Made to Motivate Podcast Season 2, episode, I don't know, 28 and a half, 29, mini episode. I don't know if we're really considering this a full episode or anything, but wanted to get something at least recorded, just kind of talk with y'all, check in, see everything's going in light of all the craziness in the world right now. obviously it's just me. There's no joined as always by Nick Mancuso or Jess Young from Sports Illustrated. No Chris the Film Freak Kessinger for you all today. Just myself.
This is this show because of you guys. You know, you guys being here and being willing to participate. So from me alone, like, I appreciate you guys being here. I'm very thankful that you are still here a year later. Like 50 episodes is a lot. When you really think about it, that's a lot of time and commitment that we put in each week that we take out of our personal lives, our wives and stuff to be here.
It's like 150 hours.
Yeah.
It's
a lot of hours
for free.
I was doing the math too.
I'm doing this shit for free.
How many fucking days have we done this show?
Yeah, I mean, it's true. 50 episodes and an
Very
average of
long.
3 hours. I mean, it's a lot, man.
It's like 6 days. Doing this shit 6 days of our lives.
Jeez. Yeah, so that's as far as take back that, and then what we've been able to give back. You know, I think not necessarily monetary, but I think that we've done a lot of cool stuff. You know, like doing the business bracket, even though it got some hate from some people, but like overall, that got raving reviews, man.
Yeah.
Like we got a lot of businesses that were super appreciative of that. Getting out and going to like the George Floyd rallies and stuff, and like just being there to support.
Yeah,
I think is a big deal. You know, and the giveaways that we've done, and being able to tell the stories of our guests and giving them an outlet for that.
Yeah,
I think that I don't think that we should take that kind of thing for granted. Like, even though we're not this big production or anything, like I think we've done a lot of valuable things for people. You know, even if it's just our Facebook friends or whatever. You know,
that's very.
I think it really is impactful. And I really enjoy where it's come. You know, I like that it's a fun, laid back comedy show, you know, and we can have our serious moments when we want, but people can relate to it, to like Chris's point. You know, it's entertaining to listen to, or like a Joe Rogan knockoff. I wish I could be fucking Joe Rogan.
Move to Austin, you can have it.
Yeah. So
I had a question for you guys.
Question.
All three can answer this. Now, with the exception of obviously episode 1, because you have some things that you would have changed about that episode.
Absolutely.
For sure. Is there anything about the show that you guys can remember, a moment, something that you look back on, you go, oh, like, I wish we would have done that differently, or I wish we would have just not even done that at all?
Ooh, that is a good question. I mean, to your point,
Not regret, because you don't regret
yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
But
well, so for people that are newer to the show or maybe not have listened, episode 1, did we pick our favorite episode? I'm pulling a Jesse. Did we already
Mamba
Kobe?
mentality.
Okay, Mamba. Outside of Mamba, 1 is my favorite episode.
You pressed the wrong one. It was the laughter.
No, I did it on purpose.
Oh, did you? It's fucked up. This is gonna go great.
All right. Anyways. All right, so
Demonetized.
let's do this.
Out.
That was the intro. That's Nick Mancuso. Can you see?
Yeah.
All right, guys. Welcome to the Made to Motivate podcast. This is your host, Ryan Weiss, and I'm joined here by my good friend, Nick Mancuso. Some of you might recognize him from his massive social media following.
Whoa.
How's it going, Nick?
It's good, man. How are you?
Doing good.
Good
Glad
to be
have
here.
you on.
Yeah.
So the plan for you guys that don't know already is that we're going to, for the most part, sit down weekly, discuss social media hot topics. So things that are really getting promoted on, you know, Facebook, Instagram, news, things that just seem to be important to other people. Music, movies, sports, obviously.
Yep.
Have some guest hosts that are a little bit more knowledgeable in sports than I am. So, you know, get your buddy Jesse on, hopefully, and you guys can chat.
It was the premise of the show. It was why I did this. I want to redo episode 1. Obviously, it's not going to be verbatim, but I'd like to go back. And I mean, it was just me and Nick at the time. I'd love to do that with all 4 of us, or the 3 of us if Dan's busy off building sheds and whatever.
I can wait.
But if you can be here, I would really like to.
how it
I would really
starts.
like to take that message of where episode 1 prefaces what this show is, you know, and it's changed and it's had its variations, but it really talks about like what the purpose was. And I would love to redo it and talk about it more, do a remix, because with it being the first one, there's a lot that I wish I known before doing that episode.
Like what?
How to do a podcast, how to record, sound quality, not having a bunch of dogs barking, because the message was so great. It's our second most listened to episode. Yeah. It's not far behind Ryan's. And granted, it's the first one, but still, we've had episodes that are a year old that haven't even gotten close to how many listens that got. The message is there. But I just wish the sound quality was better because I've gone back and listened to it over, but it can be annoying. There's dogs barking and stuff. So I would really love to redo that one and talk about the same things and get other people's perspective of it. Outside of that, regrets or redos.
I mean, not even necessarily regrets, just thing that's like, you look at and it can look like a stain or something on the rest of everything else that looks great, like.
I think we've had our fair share of those moments. I mean, we've had, there's been several episodes where I've had to do some hefty editing so before we started videoing the show, and even now, sometimes you might see us on our phones. Well, you won't because I'll edit it out. So yeah, before we started videoing, we would have some moments and we would timestamp.
We just send timestamps.
We would send a text to our group.
Delete this.
Yeah. It would literally just be 1 hour, 30 minutes and 20 seconds or whatever. And I would know at the end of the show, I would have to go back and look.
Okay.
And it could,
all of our jobs are on the line if this goes live.
Right. So and that's part of that raw, and that's one of the things I really love about the show that I don't know if I ever said was just it's just raw, laid back conversation, to Chris's point. It's just friends sitting around talking. Yeah. And I know
scripts, shooting the shit.
And I know that probably can hurt some of our audience base as far as we can maybe grow more if we had more, I don't want to say structure, but it's 4 dudes. Only so many people can relate to 4 dudes talking and bullshitting. Yeah. It probably hurts our audience as far as women and stuff goes, but that's okay. It's not for everyone. It is an adult show. We cuss a lot. We're inappropriate. I mean, we talk about our kinks and
bastard. I'd love to have an open marriage.
Wow. Jen?
Hey, man.
The thoughts and comments of Jesse Young do not reflect the Made to Motivate podcast in any way.
We better shut this down before we get in trouble.
I got a story for off topic.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we going to talk about weird sexual things we're into?
We do that on the show if we're going to talk
about
that.
Are we? We could.
Jesus, put a cork in it.
What's a kinky thing that you're into?
Pregnant women.
Do you think it's weird?
No, you already said that. It's got to be a new one.
We'll close the show with this.
Kinky thing that I'm into.
Oh.
Man.
I like me some glow-in-the-dark stuff.
It's dope. Dope dealer killer. Yeah.
All right.
I guess we're going to end with Jesse and I like pregnant women.
Cool.
All right, guys.
Now you guys know something about us.
Yeah.
You can make fun of us in the comments for it. But don't kink shame.
Yeah, don't kink shame.
Yeah,
I know
you all. Shame.
I know some freaky deekies out there.
Yeah, me too.
We'll call you out live.
From Saturday night! This is Saturday Night Live!
No, it's not. This is Sunday.
Making mac and cheese in her mom's bedroom. So,
now you have to find that soundbite.
I said, yeah, I do.
I don't know what that one is.
But yeah, I don't know. Do you guys have any things that we should have done, maybe could have done different or done better?
I think if I had to choose anything, because I do like our style and everything like that, I think it would have been maybe maintaining a level of seriousness. I like having fun and doing all that other stuff.
For sure.
I was just looking, so you have your first episode, which is totally serious. It's all about, making sure that you work so you can live, not live so you can work. And this great message, super serious.
Work to live, not live to work.
This first episode is going to be more about just life. We're just going to talk life today, work-life balance, living your life, doing the things that are important to you now at the age that you're at, and not waiting until you can retire or until you think you can afford to do it.
Yeah.
Because things change so quick. You don't know when you're going to actually be able to do them.
Right.
And quite frankly, I'm not going to want to do in my 60s what I want to do right now.
Right. Yeah, that makes total sense.
And then the second one was our Thoughts and Prayers episode,
which was a very good episode,
which was all about school shootings and gun violence and gun laws. And
so getting into things for today, this topic is something that I've talked about wanting to do for quite some time. Didn't really know the outlet to do it. Because just doing it on Facebook, it just turns into a cat fight.
Yeah,
man, it's the worst.
I think a podcast is a great place to be able to go over it. And the timing is going to seem delayed for a lot of people just because it's been an issue for a while, and it's like with everything that just happened recently, it needed to be brought up again, but there's been no conversation around it for the last like 2 or 3 weeks, which is what always happens, I feel like.
Yeah.
This conversation comes up. It's really important for a day or 2 days, and then we're confused by Popeye's chicken sandwich, and everybody stops talking about it.
Yeah.
So the big issue is gun control.
Yep.
You know, it's a very important thing that needs to be talked about, and more than just talked about, but something happened. Jesse wrote up what I believe, you know, I've read through the entire thing, is a really amazing, I guess you'd call proposal on some things that we can do. Disclosure, we're not anti-gun. I mean,
yeah, if you're watching the live stream,
if you watch the video, it might be a little overkill, but as you can see on our a table here, we're not anti-gun. I have a CCW. Jesse has a CCW.
I do as well.
I have thoughts and prayers.
You know, all types of stuff, just like a lot of information. And then after that, our episode was Deadpool killed off Spider-Man in the MCU, and it was a clickbait because we didn't know what the heck we were doing.
I see your point. I see your point. You because like a new audience member might be confused.
You're like, what the fuck is this show?
Yeah.
But
we started. So what was that one about? So
I don't even know, bro.
Part of it was, so if you look at the description, it was still like a good show, but we were still learning. So like our titles were clickbaity because we're like, what are people going to want to live?
Yeah.
Like we wanted to build an audience. So we had to like, part of like when we were recording, we would say something and we're like, that's the fucking title. And like, that's what we would think we would name the show because we're like that's going to be
Skittles.
Yeah. Which is so
Liquid Skittles
originally
was the first one.
Originally, the very first episode was called Liquid Skittles. And then me and Nick were talking, or the three of us were talking, and we said, you know, maybe we should go back and rename some of these because it would probably, people would probably listen to them more. So I renamed the first one. There was other ones we randomly would rename into something that made more sense. Because like Spider-Man killed off, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't even know.
But like,
I think it was.
We thought it was funny. It was clickbaity. We talked about something in that episode about Spider-Man or Deadpool, and
they were killing off Spider-Man, the newest incarnation of Spider-Man, and they were going to have Deadpool do it as a joke. Like
that's right.
I think Warner, whoever released that, and they
Yeah.
said, "Yeah, it's just a joke." So
we did some stupid titles, and and I agree with the seriousness.
I think more like when I say seriousness, I think like just getting in those earlier on,
Absolutely.
and having like a level of motivation, I guess,
For sure.
Like
those are our
but
best
I think the show is
episodes.
fun how it is, you know.
Yeah. Those have their place. Like some of our best episodes are the guest ones because more people can relate to that. You know, and we did like our real strong COVID episodes and stuff. And like we're giving information and is our gig, you know, like we had to support that and let people know what was going on. So
yeah,
I agree with that. I mean, more seriousness, more guests early on. Like it was a while before we did that, but we didn't have any mics.
Right.
And like the pass back and forth thing sucked.
Yeah, that's
So,
true.
God, I forgot about that.
Dan
Should've got 4 mics from the beginning.
Oh shit, man!
I don't know if I have anything.
Yeah.
I know being a part of the Zoom episodes.
Yeah.
It was different.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But it led to this.
Right.
To YouTube.
Yeah.
Which I really love.
That's what one thing you can take out of that for sure. Being able to stream the video, get more views.
God, that first episode was so rough.
It
too.
was.
When we did that.
Oh, the Zoom.
Yeah.
The sound was so awful.
Sound was terrible.
Well, and that was when we couldn't do any editing because it was live. So we're like
Live.
catching ourselves like every 2 seconds, like,
But to that point, do you realize that since, not to cut you off, but just because you made a really good point, because of COVID, which fuck COVID, but because of COVID and doing live, do you realize now I have to do no editing? Like we've gotten ourselves to a point because we were live and we were so well that we've trained ourselves to we're doing video. It is very rare. The only editing I do is I maybe clip the end or the beginning or the end because like we're just talking too long before we start the actual show.
Yeah.
So I trim it, but we don't timestamp anymore. That hasn't been a thing in a long time.
So that's something that I noticed probably a week ago. I saw like a status or something from a podcast group that I follow. And these people are on there and they're like, do you guys edit out the breaths that you take? Or do you edit out the ums? And like, you know, do you use a script? And I'm just like, you novices.
Right, dude.
You fucking losers.
Fuck no.
That's a good point. I hadn't realized that.
I don't have to edit anymore,
Yeah.
which is so nice.
Wow.
You know, but yeah, the Zooms were rough.
It was rough.
Trying to figure out the
but
lighting and the sound.
Something better came of it.
Absolutely.
I don't really know.
It's
anything.
hard. Yeah.
I haven't been a part of the show, like more episodes to really dig into.
That's my thing. I want more Dan.
Right.
That's mine.
All right.
Hey.
Well, not but anyway.
Hey.
No, but that first Zoom episode has over 1,100 views now. Crazy enough.
Does it really?
Yeah.
See, I gotta go back and account for those because I forget to account for the fact that people are watching. You know, like in our views and stuff.
I never actually look at our YouTube views.
The YouTubes don't get that much, but the lives did get quite a few.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
The
I thought you were saying 1,100 on YouTube. I'm like,
fuck,
damn.
I wish.
No, Facebook.
But yeah, to the opposite of positives that came and not fixing or things that could have done different was, I really love that we have the video. I really love filming the shows. Now, maybe not a lot of people really give a shit, but like I enjoy watching it. Like I'll go when I listen now, I watch. I don't listen on. I very rarely listen on the Spotify or anything now. If I'm going to go back and listen to the show after we've done it, I do it on YouTube.
I'd rather watch. Yeah, if there's an episode I'm not at, I would rather watch than listen because there's sometimes you guys have a physical joke.
Yeah.
And like when you're hearing that, you're like, what did I miss? Like I need to see that.
Yeah. So I really love taking that from having to do it live and doing it on Zoom. And I had a lot of fun, you know, building our cards, like, you know, like with what we do and each of your individual segments and like having all of our information and the sound bites. Like, I think it all just plays really well together. And I think it looks cool. I think it looks really nice.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan. I wish we could grow the YouTube more. I know it takes time. I mean, because we've only been doing it for maybe 2 months, if that.
But that's where you guys come in. We need more sharing from you and not just whenever we're giving away free Yetis. I mean,
it's true.
We had 20 shares today whenever we put that Yeti up, and our average gets 4, which 3 of them is us sharing. So,
yeah.
Check Jesse Unk out on Sports Illustrated. Dude writes some incredible sports articles, enough to the point that Sports Illustrated actually publishes his stuff. He's also got a ton on his hub pages. You can find all this information on our Facebook, or it's on the banners that are always in our different segments when we're doing the show. And then also Chris Kessinger, Chris the Film Freak Kessinger. Dude is incredible when it comes to breaking down movies and telling you the good, the bad, giving them ratings. If you're ever looking to find a movie, this dude is reviewed. God, I can't even remember. He's over some 1,000 something movies. This dude has done reviews on. It's thefilmfreak.com. Good friend of show. He's a guest on here quite often. Who else can I shout out? Morgan Hayes. She was on here. She does fitness and training and stuff. She was our guest a week ago, I believe. 2 weeks ago. I don't know. You'll be able to find it. Check her out. She does some really cool fitness stuff, really educated on it. Tay Fit Mama, at Tay Fit Mama on Instagram. Okay, look. She was a guest on here. She does fitness stuff as well. I met her, some friends, and I followed her on Instagram for a while. She's an awesome woman. Very motivated in her fitness and health and stuff like that. Who else we got? Cordell Parker. He does Elite Pet Transport. Follow him. Great dude. Came on and talked to us just about life, about his business, how he got started. Kind of like me. He did other like side jobs and then got into a career he loves. Super cool dude. We had on William Hung. He doesn't need a recognition or a shout out because the dude, it's William Hung from freaking American Idol. Like, you know him, but support your friends, you know, support local business. I know I said I was done, but I'm passionate about this stuff. Support local business now more than ever. With COVID, people are hurting, whether that's artists, musicians, restaurants, bars, just local business owners in general. Show their support, share their pages, share their links, share your friends' stuff, man. I would love if you all shared our episodes. We get a lot of listens. I can track that. But, you know, it's not often we get people sharing. I'd love for you guys to promote the show. We'd love to be able to do more with it. You know, and sharing like Jesse's articles or sharing Chris's movie reviews. You know, obviously I'm selfishly like, biased, like share our stuff because I would love that. But even if it's not us, you've got friends on your Facebook right now who are relying on you to share their stuff for their success.
Need some help from the listeners.
But the amount of listens the episode get, like I wish, like how do you make that happen, you know? And I know people, like, that's one thing, and we had an episode about it. I can't remember when.
We have a very strong following of people that listen to every episode. Like I have people that text me every week, hey man, loved the episode. Or, you know, I had a buddy last week who texted me, hey, did you guys not put up an episode this week? And like,
we've got to
it's like, but you don't share. Why should I give you any more content?
That's something I've always struggled with, even outside the podcast. And I wish I'll have to try and research what episode it was, but I know we talked about it for a fact. I talked about it
supporting friends, businesses and stuff is what it was.
I talked about it when I did my solo episode. That was part of what I talked about. But how do we get people to do that? Like, you know, how do we get you guys to share the show? Like if you're listening to it on, especially like a Spotify or something, it's so easy. There's literally just an arrow there. It says share and you click Facebook and it shares that episode. You know, so we would love feedback from you, or like what makes you share, you know, with all the other bullshit people share on Facebook and crap, like share stuff
shares are free.
Right, man.
We got to start making memes.
We really do. Cause,
I do.
We do the show. Obviously, like for people to listen to. We're not selling a product. We're not making money off of it. We want you to listen, and we do get the listens because we can track that.
Yeah.
But we'll grow the audience more if you have more willingness to share it on whatever it might be, your Facebook, your Twitter, Instagram. Comment on the posts and share the posts when we put them up. You know, we've said it before, but we do appreciate where we're at, but we need that. You know, we need that to grow.
We don't make any money. We just want people to listen because we're proud of what we're doing.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, it's an excuse for us to dick around and have fun and stuff, but like those impactful episodes that we've been talking about, like we worked hard on that and that's great content.
Yeah.
And like more people should be able to hear it.
Yeah. It is. Like if you're listening to any other podcast, I mean, you're listening for a reason. Like, and I guess bad example, but a good example is Joe Rogan. Like, I think we relate most. I'm not familiar with a lot of podcasts. I'm not going to lie. Before I started this one, I didn't listen to podcasts. Wasn't into it. And then I would listen to a few just because I wanted to get an idea of how they work for our own. And I think that format, that raw adult content, Joe Rogan, just loud in your seat, laid back, is like kind of what our show reflects. But he's having guests on that are just talking about life and just whatever particular topic it
is. Smoking weed.
Yeah.
Yep.
But like people are just listening to it for the fun. People are listening to it for the fun part, like just the fun aspect of it. And I'm sure maybe you tune into one more than another because of who the guest is.
Yeah. Ben Shapiro's a toolbox.
Yeah. You're right. You listen to it for the entertainment value. And I think people would relate to us. I think Chris has said it several times, the chemistry. I think we just play off each other very well. And I think we're fucking funny. Yeah. I mean, it's just my opinion, but there's some fucking times, man, where we can't even record because we're laughing so fucking hard.
I'm going to piss on your couch. I'm going to piss on your couch.
We need more people. So fucking share the show, you assholes.
You'll share what Sex and the City character you are. You won't share this show.
Right.
Yeah.
What am I going to be in the next 5 years? Or who do I look like as a boy and a girl?
Yeah.
Like, share the show.
Your fourth at is who you're going to live in this house with.
Oh yeah.
Right.
You know what my least favorite one is the they'll show you like a really nice freaking mansion or something. They'll go, would you live in for $1 million with no internet?
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, what a challenge.
Right. Good God.
Nobody's ever looked at that and been like, well, fuck, no internet?
I don't think I could.
I'm only going to have to swim in that pool and bowl and play pool and fuck any woman I want.
No.
Rough life. God,
I'll have to go to some events.
It's the worst. It's like the dumbest. I don't understand it.
That's how they get you, though, is they just put outlandish things so people are like, fuck yeah, I could do that. Share.
Is that what it is?
More of
Yeah.
those. We need more of those, man. Look at how many freaking, I can't remember what it was when I had to add it up to pick the winner, or how many votes we had on the polls for like the business thing.
Oh, yeah.
We were at like 52,000 impressions for a week.
You went live for an hour just so you could get that raffle
Yep.
together. I was like, oh my God, he's going to be here all night.
So people share, like, there are things that pique their interest, that get them to share and to interact with the page. We're at over 1,200 people in less than a year. That's pretty damn good.
1222.
Yeah. I mean, for a Facebook podcast, it's not known.
Should be 12,000. Fucking Facebook.
But yeah, I mean, people do get involved when we do certain things, when we do that NSYNC versus Backstreet Boys poll.
Oh,
There's a shit ton of votes on it.
Skyway and Swenson's.
Skyway and Swenson's. Like, we get a lot of interactions. We just need those to also be you sharing the show. Please do it.
I think people like to have a voice and have an opinion, but it's weird because whenever we post things like, hey, comment below something that you would like to see, they don't put anything.
Right.
But if we put like 5 options that were like, hey, would you like to see A, more guests, B, more jokes, they'd be like, oh, I could vote on that. Like,
right.
You're just lazy. You're just lazy.
I don't have to type. I just click a button.
Yeah. Some people want you to put nudes on there, you know?
I mean, hey, if you're giving me the option to pick what I want.
I didn't give you the option.
It was there. It said add option. Whoops. It got votes.
But yeah, I kind of like what first drew me, like my first interaction with the show was when you guys used to say, send in your questions and all that.
Yeah.
Like, that's when I used to send you guys a couple questions a week.
Like 20.
Hey,
we're sitting there. We're like, yeah, we got a question from Chris. We have another question.
Hey, but here's one thing that I
follow-up.
always will respect and appreciate about Chris and Jesse. You said earlier is the dude
Involvement.
supports his friends.
Yep.
You know, and more people can do that though. Like, I mean, come on. Like, we need more of that. We need to be supporting each other. We ask for the support. So
let's just try a different route. If you don't share, we're gonna kick your fucking ass.
There we go. We're gonna
Maybe that'll motivate them.
Yeah, we're gonna set a ring up in my backyard. We're gonna drag your ass out there,
and we'll make viral videos of us beating the shit out of you.
Yeah, jelly or Jello,
Carter
wrestling or something.
Charla
Alborio.
Yeah, how do you
get
say
your
that?
friends to share our shit? She shares. She's one of our biggest sharers.
Okay, I take back the Charla. Carter,
I'll do better.
Devin,
Dan doesn't ever share.
Dan,
and he's on the fucking
Dan's
show.
here now. We can kick his ass now.
I'm gonna share right now. Oh wait.
If you've been a guest on the show and you haven't shared, fuck off. Just saying. Come on.
I've shared the show.
Free advertisement. Okay, we're going off kilter here. Like, we're getting it's going down a dark road real fast.
Let's talk about funny moments.
I was going to say, what's
50 episodes of frustration just finally
it's all
hitting.
coming out. Funniest moments, funniest episode, funniest line.
Oh God.
How about any of those? I like the kink episode. It went real weird all of a sudden on that one.
Dude, Quad Kid.
Quaalude.
Kid, yeah.
Quaalude. Yeah, that shit was funny as fuck.
That was a inadvertently inappropriate episode.
It was. That's one where
Was it you or Nick that's called him dirty, and then you found out that that's just
I think Nick did.
His Australian heritage just makes him.
Someone said it looked like he got drugged through the dirt.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yep, that was not good.
We edited it out. I'm pretty sure. There were several.
Well, there you go, people.
There were several. We would go back and forth and be like, should we leave it? Should we delete it? Should we leave it? Should we delete it? I'd have them already loaded, and I'd have to rush to get on my phone and delete it, so then I could re-upload it later.
Yeah.
We never know. The world's super sensitive right now, and we don't do stuff on the show to offend people intentionally. I'm sure there's stuff that offends people, obviously.
I got one I can't say.
You can say it. But to the point is we never know what we can and cannot share without it really turning it into something. So we try and be cautious.
Me?
What? What did I do?
I'm just gonna say raccoons. That's it.
Shoot. Yeah.
Oh, that was him.
That was
you.
Yeah.
Was it?
No,
that was Ryan.
Me. I didn't mean it.
Yeah, it was Ryan.
You know when you say you're going to do something or you say something and
One of
you go
us.
back on it?
Wait, what?
When you say something and then you go back on it, there's a term for it.
Oh,
Ryan
yeah.
said it.
Oh.
Dude, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Whoops.
Oh, my.
Look, I'm be the first to admit that
Is that okay? So hold on, because I need to clear that
I don't know
up
how to
because we
say
left
words
that
right.
in. That's not a term, right?
But we made a big deal out of it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Well, because he was dumb and didn't know, or because Nick was
that was
Whoa!
That was blackface. I didn't know.
Yeah, that was.
And that you guys made me. But I learned a valuable lesson that day. It was educational.
Yeah, and then the renege thing was the next episode, and Nick was like, "Dude," and he was like, "What? That's not a thing." And then it just went all off. It went off the rails.
I never knew blackface was a thing.
Bro.
I didn't know I couldn't be Kanye for Halloween. Nobody said anything to me. I was Kanye for Halloween.
Because you were at a Trump rally. It wasn't Halloween.
Wow.
And don't hit the button.
Jeez. Funny. We had a lot of funny.
We've
Don't
all
Piss on My
learned from the
Couch.
show.
It's true. We have learned. I've learned a lot from the show, honestly. There's things that I said that I didn't I've said wrong. I didn't realize. It's been educational. We all hold each other accountable. Jesse pissed on my couch.
Almost.
What laughed so hard he farted?
I don't remember what made me laugh.
Who farted? Jesse laughed so hard he farted.
Oh, okay.
That's an episode that gets a lot of listens.
Yeah, it does.
They're always like, "Oh, I wonder what made him laugh so hard."
Right?
Let me listen to this one,
dude.
That's all they need is some fart jokes.
Jesse's flatulence.
Which one was that?
It was like our third or fourth episode.
No, Do You Want Cheese on Our Pizza gets a ton of listens.
Yeah,
and that's our fourth. And I don't know why that one gets so many listens, but it really does. And look at the show descriptions are so awful back then.
Read it. What does it say?
Well, there's just no timestamps or anything.
Oh,
you know, like I didn't like. Now I try and act like I'm Chris, and I fucking write like big ass long novels and fucking timestamp everything.
Thanks.
You know, but yours are good, and I'm like, okay, this shit looks good. I mimic it, and the freaking story thing is 8 pages long.
I like the old ones though, because there's ones like it was the Christmas, right before Christmas one. You're like, yeah, Chris brought donuts, Jesse brought bourbon.
Yes,
we're feeling good, having a good time.
Right? I laughed so hard I farted. We talked about we were all hot and bothered by some fantastic pre-recording pizza from Giannino's. And then we gave away free Skyway. And we talked about the Joker, apparently.
I have no idea what made me laugh.
I don't know what
that was
made you laugh
October
either.
then.
I'm going to have to try and figure it out. Yeah, October 9th. Jerky Juice.
Don't remember that one.
That was the one where Nick was talking about the guy like stole beef jerky and he put it inside of he hid it inside of something in the bathroom or whatever. You don't remember that? It was like at Sam's Club.
No, he stole movies and DVDs and put it in a bag of jerky.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Tell him about the beef jerky guy, the one who with the video games, he was putting them in the bag.
Oh yeah, so he would. Oh my god, dude, I forgot about that. So he would get a big bag of beef jerky.
Yeah,
like you know how we sell the big ones, and he would go and take. This was at BJ's because at Sam's Club we didn't keep the games in.
I thought that they changed the policy because of that. I didn't realize that was at BJ's.
It was before they locked the games behind the
right.
cage.
You could just come around and pick them up and go.
Yeah, so he would take them into the bathroom,
empty the beef jerky out,
and cut the plastic case.
Yeah,
and put them either in the toilet or in the trash can, like that metal one.
Yeah,
that doesn't really open, and then put the actual video game,
like the disc,
in the jerky.
Didn't get all like scratched up.
No, you just
not
rinse
really,
it off, man.
Jerky juice.
Then he would just pay for the jerky.
Yeah, for weeks they couldn't figure out what was happening to all their video games and stuff. This was like before they had the lock cases, and then finally they caught the dude on camera, and he just bought a jumbo bag of jerky, and he was just taking the discs out and slipping discs in there, and then buying the bag of jerky for like $8 and walking out with $700 worth of video games and movies.
Jeez,
so what did you guys add to that story?
You gotta give the guy credit though.
Oh, I do.
Oh yeah,
yeah, man. What was other good ones? I got pull off the nib and look down the barrel.
Yeah,
that,
bro, that shit had me dying.
Yeah, man.
What was that about?
His fucking stylus pen.
My pencil, my Apple pencil. That shit was wild. They literally told me to take the nib off and look down it.
Oh, wait.
And then you're supposed to find some fucking serial number
put a flashlight down it and shit.
Like Apple. I'm like, really? I'm fucking in my car in the dark, like. Unscrew the nib of the pencil. If you have an iPhone, use the camera to zoom in on the nib. You'll see the serial code. It's encoded on the inside.
This is motherfucking national treasure.
Bro.
Yeah, it is.
I'm like, wait, what? So I take it off the nib of the pencil and I take a picture and I text it to them. And I'm like, where the fuck is the serial code? They're like, you got to zoom in down the barrel and it's engraved on the inside. I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. Freaking idiot.
The shipping issues that those were hilarious.
Yeah, Nick shipping issues. You talking?
No, Ryan.
Oh, Ryan's okay. Yeah, so that was one of my two. if we're talking about that package delivery. Was one of my two.
Everything that went with that too.
Oh,
yes,
dude.
Scott getting all pissed.
Dude,
and like,
go for a ride along.
Everything just went. It was like a whole online debacle.
Those
for like
comments
3
were
weeks.
great.
We still talk about it. Like there's a lot of those one-offs that we joke about now to this day just because they were funny. Like this is our gig, or we got a red dot.
Yeah.
Or
They're all Scott related.
Oh, do a ride along if you don't like how Taco Bell makes your food or something like. And they're fucking funny. But the UPS one was a serious debate for a while, man.
Yeah.
That turned into a whole other level.
And then he went online and he made a fiery video for like 10 minutes. If you don't know what these guys go through.
Dude, that shit was wild. We've had some pretty serious debates like that, though, on here. Certain things like that people have gotten set off. What was your other one?
My other one was the T.I. Hyman turkey.
Yeah, dude. What a fucking title.
Dude, that one, because you guys went on about that. Like, it was one episode, and then it grew into like 3 episodes. You guys started saying T.I. for it was almost our Kanye for a while.
Yeah.
Oh. Look, I don't even want to spend a lot of time on this. It just came across my feed, and I literally was taken back like,
tip.
What the fuck?
Yeah, man.
TIP.
But the headline was something like, T.I. apologizes for talking about checking his daughter's hymen.
Do you know the original story for that?
I pulled it up and read through it, and I mean, he was on a show or something, and it was basically like him saying that
he gets her checked by a doctor to make sure she's a virgin still.
Yeah, he gets her checked every year, and he basically just was like, yeah, I told my doctor, like, look, she's 18, or she don't ride horses, and she don't do this.
Yeah,
I want you to check that hymen, make sure it's still intact.
That was an interesting one.
There's a couple of things in this show where, like, if you didn't listen from the beginning, you're gonna be like, "What the fuck does that mean?" Right?
Yeah.
What do they say this like every other episode? What does it mean?
Yeah.
Like,
But like
listen to the show.
Like any shock jock show, though, that's the thing. If you come halfway into those shows and you don't know the joke, like you're going to be lost.
Yep. Yeah, we had some real good ones. Other funny ones that you guys liked? Other like favorite quirks?
There's the one where Nick was talking about waffle stomping shit down a sink.
Yeah.
Or something. That was great.
I remember that.
Yeah. What was that?
You were like swimming somewhere, and we said you were like, "Yeah, I get out of the pool to pee."
Oh, we were talking about do you poop or pee in the ocean or the whatever, and then and then in the
you were
shower.
Like, I shit in the shower.
Not me. No, Nick said he shit in the shower. I'll waffle stomp that shit. And then oh god,
I pee. I totally pee. I mean, that's
everyone pees.
Yeah,
I piss in the pool.
Yeah, I pee.
We talked about that.
Whatever.
I don't poop in the shower. That's disgusting.
Your guys' cop door, like the cops banging on your hotel door.
Oh shit! Yeah,
that's a good one.
Podfest.
Cops came.
Took advantage of it.
That wasn't good.
Cops came.
Ryan has no respect for the law at all.
Man. That was awful.
I thought he was going to get us arrested.
I was a dick.
He was fucking terrible. It's like 12:30 at night. We get back. We pull in, and like our hotel's like this huge compound. There's like 12, 15 buildings on it. They've got their own lake. So, I mean, it's like miles of places where you can go.
Yeah.
We pull in, no parking anywhere. First night that this has happened. We see all these cars parked up on the curb in the grass, like all this other stuff. And we're like, what the fuck is going on? There's nowhere to park at all. We're driving, 4 buildings down. There's not a spot. All around it, not a spot. So finally we're like, well, fuck it. Everybody else is parked in the grass. We got an SUV. Like, let's just mount the curb, go up by this tree, and it's right by our door.
Right. At this point, we were exhausted. We're like, we just want to.
Yeah, we're tired of shit.
Like,
yeah, if they're not giving you a spot.
Right. So we leave. We go get into the room. It's probably 30, 40 minutes later. Everybody just gets in bed, pounding on the freaking door. It's hotel security. I'm in bed. Ryan jumps up and he goes over. He's like, fuck. And they go, do you guys have a blue Toyota? And we're like, nope, because we got a Mazda. And
I was like, no. He's like, do you have a car? I'm like, yeah, I have a Mazda out there.
He's like,
is it blue? I'm like, I don't know.
He's like, I don't know. It's a rental.
I don't see color, sir.
So the dude's like, he's like, well, they've got a tag that says that you're in this room, and if you don't move it, we're going to tow it. And Ryan goes, well, you need to fix your fucking parking situation.
I was rude.
And I'm in bed like, God damn it, Ryan. What the fuck, man? And he's just like, no, man. He's like, for real. He's like, you're coming in here banging on my door at 12 o'clock at night. And the guy's like, sir, we're trying to be nice about this. And he's like, I'm trying to be nice about this.
I was pissed.
That was your nice?
I'm just like, God, man. So I get up and I'm like,
they're like
getting
pounding
dressed
on this door. Like, I'm thinking the building's burning down. And then I look through the peephole and it's 2 guards standing there like armed with freaking our hands on their fucking guns. I'm like, what did we fucking do, man?
Yeah.
Like, did we get in trouble for the stickers or
We
something?
saw you guys putting stickers on cars.
Yeah.
So I open it, and then I'm like half naked. Like, we just freaking got in bed. Me and Jesse were
both half naked. Nothing weird.
And then they were dicks, but they were nice, and I was just annoyed because there was
correctly. You're half naked. Get down on the floor.
Yeah.
Is the guard out there? I want to see him.
Podfest was just wild all around. Like
that shit was wild.
We were tagging people's cars with our stickers and shit. Like
stickers.
That was no good.
time, man.
All bad.
That was before the world fell apart.
Yeah, like days.
No, it wasn't. The world was falling apart. We went down and risked it.
Ohio.
Florida was beginning to fall apart, and then we came back and we went pandemic with us.
We went down and had a blast, and then the world fell apart. Like really fell apart after that.
Ohio shut down,
and that was it.
Yeah,
I haven't been able to do anything since. It's been awful.
And now I'm back to work for the first time since Podfest,
which is crazy to think about.
Yeah,
like with everything that's gone on this year, it's really wild to think that we're at back to school time right now.
Yeah.
Like COVID made everything fucking like accelerate. It felt so slow at the beginning because we couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
And now it's almost September.
I feel like time just flies
fuck,
as it is,
man?
though.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't feel like we've been doing this for a year.
No.
Well, and like when you guys were talking about the Black Lives Matter march that we went to, like for one, that was 3 months ago. Like
Yeah,
that's crazy by
man.
itself. And then two, like we went to that at a time when COVID was at its most unpredictable. Like we really had no idea, being around that many people, all that. Like there was a fear going into that, like somewhat, some maybe bigger for other people, but like it showed, what that march meant to us. And yeah, it's a testament to Jesse saying like time really does fly by.
Were we masked up for that?
Did we wear masks?
We all were.
Were we?
We were
Yeah,
masks?
we all were.
We had them.
I couldn't remember if I wore them.
We
or
had
not,
them, but I don't
'cause
know if we wore them.
I was all day.
that was the other thing we were talking
I don't
about
even know if
before
I
the
had
show
a
was
mask.
like our evolution of COVID through the show, because we
Oh,
thought it would be
yeah.
like a 1 or 2 episode thing. We
Oh,
were just going
God.
to touch on
Yeah.
it, and it's been like every episode since then. There's been like a COVID section, but like our first one is like it's titled COVID-19 Facts or Fear.
Yeah.
And like we're like,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
is it
yeah.
really real? You're hearing all this bullshit. Like we don't know. And now every episode's like, wear your masks, you dumb fucks.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude, that
Yeah.
is so true. Like we were skeptical.
well, we broke it all down. We're like, okay, well, here are our facts. Here's the odds of you getting it. It's very, very slim. And then you find out later that it's more, contagious and that it's more deadly. And
That was
blah, blah,
Italy's
blah, blah,
problem
blah.
at the time.
Yeah.
Like it was there. It wasn't here as much.
But also to that point, one of the things that we've always been really good about on this show is fact-based. And at the beginning, not that we had right or wrong facts, but the information being provided
Yeah.
was so
We were working
all
with what
over the
we had.
place.
Yep.
And
I mean, at the time, we
It's
didn't
hard to
know.
know.
Well, at the time, we thought that masks kept you from getting it, not
Right.
that it kept you from spreading it. We
Right.
thought that it stayed on surfaces for up to 24 possible hours. Like, at that point, it was making it out to be that you were going to catch this thing from touching a doorknob.
Right.
And, like, now we know that it's more like it's spit particles in
airborne.
the air and, like,
well, it
all
was
this other
airborne, then it
stuff,
wasn't
and
airborne, and then it doesn't stay on.
It still is.
Yeah. And we're still getting new information.
Yeah, and
Who
it's
knows? By
so
November
accelerating.
4th, it could all
Like,
be gone.
Those gators, the gator
There
masks
was a
or whatever.
study about that
There's
after
a
you told me
study
about
that they
that.
don't.
Those
They
don't work.
don't work.
They're actually
What's that?
worse.
The gators that people are wearing.
The gators
like
are those long, like neck tube
Oh.
ones.
Yeah,
Those are actually bad. They're supposed to be like worse.
it breaks up. It's when if you cough or talk through it, it breaks up the particles and makes it easier to float through the air.
Jeez.
The vent
It's-
ones too.
The
Like,
vent ones,
They
yeah.
said those are bad now. Like don't wear the vent ones. Anything that has ventilation.
It's an unprecedented.
I wear a
thing,
cloth
man.
mask. It's just easier.
Surgical.
I wear a cloth. Yeah, mine's
I'll
like
wear a surgical one also.
cotton material.
I need to
like-
get something else because it's killing the back of my ears.
Gotta
There's-
tie it behind your head, man.
So, like, the one thing I've noticed most about COVID, though, is how much I touch my face and how much I blow things
Yeah.
and how much I blow things,
Yeah.
blow things,
Yeah.
blow things.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, yeah, pause.
Dude,
But, like, there
tell
was,
me
like-
you got that soundbite.
God damn it.
Timestamp.
No. No, but like today I was at my
1:33.
work. There's fucking dust and shit all over my fucking laptop. And I'm just like, and just blows like all out the side of my fucking mask. I'm like, God damn it. pull it down, blow on my fucking laptop. Like,
the one thing I realized about COVID is how much I blow stuff.
God damn it.
That's my favorite moment now. That's number one.
Fuck me. I quit.
Fuck me. Let me blow you first.
If that's not a soundboard
it's going
edition,
there.
I'm quitting the show.
It's replacing piss on my couch.
You can't replace piss on my couch.
Okay, well, we'll get rid of the harp. And it's just going to say, never realized how much I blow stuff. We don't need the COVID part.
The thoughts and comments of Jesse Young do not reflect the Made to Motivate podcast in any way.
They don't reflect me.
Just his own.
Oh, it's fantastic.
That take it like I'll forget that I have my mask on. I go to take a drink.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I did that the other day.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn it.
Yeah, the whole COVID thing in general has been interesting, and the back and the forth and the back and the forth, and it's like, how long is it going to go on? And I know it's serious. I know people that have gotten it, but I also think about me and Chris and Dan, who were considered essential and were out working through everything.
Never got
None
a
of us
sentence.
got it. I didn't know anybody within my essential field that got it, and it's like, that was what I think, and we've talked about on the show, like conspiracy theories and stuff. We did a whole one about it with Wayfair. Check it out.
Yeah.
It's a good episode. But
people got so pissed.
But that was one of those things that made those people, like conspiracy theory people or doubters and stuff of it, it made it so easy. It fueled that fire because it is so, like, if we wanted to, we could turn this into a big thing where we're like, oh, well, this, and this, and this, and that's why it isn't true or whatever. Like, it's so easy because the information is so all over the place.
Yeah.
Just comes down to doing the right thing and not being an asshole, and at the end of the day, if it's the worst thing that happened to you is that you wore a mask and it didn't prevent it, whatever. If it worked, cool. But what's the worst that's going to happen to you? And I think that part's just kind of hard, and we've all made a ton of sacrifices, like me personally, like with traveling and stuff, that's what I look forward to.
Yeah.
Like all I want to do is listen to episode 1, all I want to do is I go to work so I can travel, so I can do experiences. That's what I spend my money on, is experiences and living. And it's been hard this year not being able to do that.
That's what Zac Efron's for.
Zac Efron, I love that guy, and that show.
That show is great.
Yeah,
I cried at that Puerto Rico one. Cried. That motherfucker made me cry because of that episode. We're going on a tangent, but now you brought that up, so now I want to go on another tangent. And I think it can tie into the show, and I would really like to do an episode about it. There's 2 ones I want to do an episode about, and we've talked about one of them. I shouldn't blow it, though. We'll skip that one. We'll talk about it off air.
Watch yourself.
Hey. But to the point,
Jesse about that.
Hey, to the point of the Zac Efron one and the show and being motivational and enacting change and things is, I've watched a lot of those shows, those documentary type shows, Global Impact and all that kind of shit. I don't know what it was about that show. I don't know if it was just the way it was filmed or Zach's gorgeous self on there really just fucking
those eyes.
Like, eyes and his hair and just the way he portrays himself.
But I get shit.
But I know. He's a good looking guy. I don't have any issue admitting that. He's a good looking dude. But anyways.
That's what draws you in, but what,
But the message, and that really impacted me in how I want the things I want to do. So the more and more I'd watch each episode, I kind of take a little bit away from the message that was coming from that individual episode. And for the first time, I really started researching how I could actually do the things that they were talking about. After the Puerto Rico episode, I started researching solar panels. Started researching putting solar panels on my roof and how I could save on energy costs. And I took it away from them and how they used that to help provide energy to the people that were without power and stuff. But for myself, it was the Iceland episode and that one, and how much, we can take away from what we're using as far as fossil fuels and energy that way.
Yeah, we're so behind.
So I went online and I started looking at what's the cost of solar panels and how hard is it to install and all this. And then I was looking into like rain harvesting and plastic bottles and all that sort of thing, and like eating the water, and the episode that was I don't know, it was the one that was in the jungle and all the food and the sustainability and how they harvest their food the day they're going to eat it. And I started thinking about how we eat and the grocery stores we go to and how long does that sit there? How long was it picked? How long ago was it taken from the plant before we eat it?
Preservatives.
And you know, it really, for some, I don't know if it's just the way it was broken up, but it really did make me start thinking about it. And I've started doing little things that I'm now trying to figure out, wanting to actually make a reality and not just talk about it. And I'd love to do a show around that sort of thing and do some really in-depth research type shows like we did with Wayfair. I think it would be really cool to take a topic, you know, whether it be around, you know, the global pandemic or global crisis or greenhouse gases and stuff, and really break it down. I was listening to a podcast this weekend and just listening to how it's like about one specific topic and how they really research it and all the information they provide. And it was just really, I was sucked into it. Like I was really like hooked. And I think it'd be cool to do that with different topics going into year 2. It's just something else to add to what we already offer. You know, we joked about it before towards the very beginning about doing like a murder episode and like investigating and doing a breakdown of like a crime and just doing like a show about that crime and talking about all the details and whether it's been solved or not solved. I think that would be something cool. And I think people could relate to that. And I think we could touch on different demographics as far as listeners and things. So I think for me, just going into the next year, that's something that I would love for us to do, is more of those one-off shows like we did for Kobe, where it was, this is only about Kobe. We literally talked about nothing but that, and we researched it, and we researched the hell out of it. Not in his case, but like some of the stuff we do, like Wayfair. Jesse put together tons of information.
Yes.
And
I was
like,
gonna talk about that later.
I love that. I want to do more of those. You know, maybe it's once a month we dedicate an episode to doing a full-on, in-depth, researched episode about whatever it might be.
You missed your calling as like a reporter journalist. You didn't really miss your calling because you could still do it, but like, dude, seriously, like,
yeah, I like that stuff.
Phenomenal.
Fuck QAnon.
The stuff
right? We should make a Reddit, just Emanon, like motivation anon.
We should.
And it's all just facts.
Let's do it. I think it'd be awesome.
That message board just reminds me constantly how stupid people truly are.
Dumb as shit.
Well, you don't even have to go there. Just go on Facebook.
Yeah, I know, but it's like,
but no, I get your point. Yeah.
But yeah, we should do some of those episodes.
I think that would be cool. I enjoy those. I just enjoy when we can find something we're passionate about and like we take the time to really just break it down fact-based.
Yeah.
I really think something around like, you know, maybe a crime that happened in our area or something.
I was going to say, if you want one where I turn into Jesse, it's the 1999 murder of Hannah Hill.
Yes.
Dude, I know everything about that.
That was right around here, right?
Yeah, it was in Ellet.
Couple streets over.
I don't know what that is.
Girl was.
It's
man. We should talk about it.
Yeah.
We should do an
Let's
episode
save
on
that.
it.
I'm going to look it up.
It literally was 2 minutes from here. I actually lived a street over from that street.
The car was found, in Ellet. I'm trying to remember what street.
It was off of like Albrecht or Ogden.
Yeah, because Denny Ross's house, the killer was.
He lived on the street
right behind that porn shop on Canton Road.
Yep. I literally lived, when I used to live in Ellet, I lived the next street over.
I went to like all the locations. I checked. I mean, dude, something about that case inspired me to go and seek it out. And like, this case, it evolves and it unfolds and it's crazy. And the fact that there's still, spoiler, there's still no justice.
Yeah. I want to do it. Even if it's something that's been touched on before, I think our personalities and like we can add our own twist to it. And I'd like to pull like interviews that happened and play this out. Like I'd love to do.
That'd be cool.
A really in-depth, just like murder mystery type episode,
like Serial.
It's like serial killer. Like I think that would be legit.
I think that'd be dope.
I think that'd be really fun. Yeah. Pick random stuff to do it about, you know. But yeah, that's some of my hopes and dreams for year 2. Trying to think what else we can really look back on this year. You guys have any other moments you enjoyed or things you would hope to see come out of this next 50 episodes?
I think something cool that we could look into that I was just thinking about the other day was, like, I remember whenever you used to do that, like, random acts of kindness website.
Yep.
And then you also did the I don't remember what you called it, but it was you like interviewed homeless people and got their
Oh, yeah,
stories and stuff like that.
Yep.
I think stuff like that would be cool if we did it in like a video format.
I'm down.
Where like maybe it was once a month or something. We just chose a topic and we went around and we did something like that.
I'm down.
Like a live thing.
I would like to do more of that. Like, so we have the 27 squared, which I underutilize, but I would really like to do more of.
Good channel, great editing.
And I think that we could do that. We could tie the two together and do something like that. I'm always down for extra content. And I like the video format.
Yeah.
And I think like if we took this outside of here,
that was going to be mine. Yeah.
Well, plus like,
yeah.
27 squared and stuff is like so artistic and like the way that you shoot it. I could just see us dicking around with a camera and stuff. Like it could just be, it's totally like,
I think
who knows what that will end up looking like, but I'm sure it will end up being good.
I think it would be dope. I think that we
hire him
could
for my YouTube.
Yeah. He'll do it for free.
Yeah. But I think it would be really cool to like with the YouTube. So I created channels, or what do you call it on? Is it channels? Playlists? I did playlists. And part of it is like behind the scenes stuff and like the Twitch, which we need to do more of. So like I want that YouTube to not just be the episodes. I think it would be cool to go out and do a research piece or go out into the community and do a show and get back to doing when we can do the guest setups and, you know,
dude,
get other people involved and be out.
Speaking of the Twitch, in October, we need to all get together and play Until Dawn together.
Oh God.
And just have a party. Have you guys ever played that game?
Brother, brother, I haven't played like PlayStation 4 or whatever they're on. Right?
It's easy. It's just make decisions.
Chris hasn't played video games since Atari.
It's
a shit scary.
The whole
idea.
premise is you get like this group of kids that go up to this cabin and like the sister of one of the girls dies. They go back a year later and they're like rekindling their time together or whatever. And all of a sudden, like all this just weird shit starts. Like there's this weird dude in the woods and they keep hearing these monsters and it's a survival story. But the way that the game is you can't win or lose. You just play. So you could save them all. You could kill them all.
Yeah.
Like the story ends when they're all dead.
What do they call those? Like continuance stories or whatever.
Yeah. It's like a choose your own story type of thing.
Yeah.
And they got some decent people. Like Hayden Panettiere is in it. And then there's a couple other people I can't think now because it's been a couple years, but it's fantastic. And I've only ever played it once. And I made it to the last 5 minutes and I killed off like 6 of the 8 people in the last 5 minutes.
Damn.
Yeah, I was pissed.
So you can play that game for hours just because the replayability is.
And
so
it's
good.
really creepy. Like it's legitimately like on par with some horror movies that I've seen. It's really good.
Yeah, man.
Do you want to go ahead and say what my idea was?
I don't know if it's the same, but travel, like doing a podcast on the road somewhere, like get the group together.
Can we make it happen?
I say once COVID's kind of like
make it fucking happen.
Yeah.
I mean, once the world's back to normal again, I think definitely
you can
more
rent
of that.
campers.
Yeah.
I think it would be dope as fuck to rent a camper just for like a 3-day weekend and just drive and record the show.
Chicken road trip.
Yeah, like that we were gonna do for that. But I think like I was hoping like Porch Rocker was yesterday. What's today? Today's Monday.
17th. Yeah.
2 days ago was Porch Rocker, Couch Rocker. And like I was really looking forward to doing that. And like I wanted us to go. I wanted to set this up there and do a live podcast from there and interview people that were there. And
did
have
they
people,
do anything?
They did Couch Rocker. So
like, what is that?
The bands that were supposed to perform there like performed from home. And they did it live, or like they had like a look. I don't know. I know. So, anyways,
another Zoom meeting
sounds like a ton of fun.
But I want us this year kind of screwed us. We had a lot of hopes and stuff that we were gonna do until COVID hit, like the chicken road trip, and I thought it would be cool to do the show, you know, at Porch Rocker and interview people. And like, I think there's so much with what we cover because it's so open format that we can do a lot with it. So to Dan's point, yes, I would love to do a trip with us, just us going away for a freaking
like Nashville or
3-day weekend and just record the show, bring all the stuff in the camper, do a vlog of the whole weekend, set up somewhere and record. That'd be so fun.
Cabin one would be cool, like with the sounds of the wilderness and like outside.
We could do that even in the winter.
Yeah.
We do that now, even with COVID.
Yeah.
I would be totally down for that.
I've always wanted to go like mountain off the trail camping. Never done it.
Done what?
I've been like real camping before, like tent camping, but I've never been like deep woods, like
that, yeah,
survival type camping.
Sketchy
I've always
stuff.
wanted to do that.
Ryan and I wanted to backpack.
Oh yeah,
camp.
Yeah,
just go out to California or
Oh,
wherever.
wow.
We've thought about that years ago and just never really.
It's hard to make happen, but it would be so fun.
How
I
long,
like
like a
both of
week?
those ideas though.
Yeah.
The cabin is something that we could do this year. With COVID, it doesn't matter.
We can even do that now. Yeah.
We could rent a cabin for the weekend and just do like a cabin camping, and whoever could come. It doesn't even have to be the four of us, but bring all the podcast shit and do a show.
I would want that echoing, like that, just that
Yes.
feeling, you know, that you're
Dude.
outside.
I still want to do our Sasquatch episode.
Yes.
I got to get that squared away.
So that's what I'm saying. We need to do that. Could be one of those like really in depth.
I know a person who claims she has a family member that has had first-hand encounters with a Bigfoot.
I did yesterday.
And I looked into it, and Peninsula, Ohio is like
number 1,
third in the world for Bigfoot sightings.
Good old right outside Helltown.
Yep.
Yeah, dude. I want to do more of that.
And I gotta get one.
You know, this shit's gonna turn into American Vandal, though.
Dude, we need more of that though. Like even like a Helltown. Like I know we talked about it, but like taking something like that and doing the full research and full history on it. Doing an entire episode just on that.
I'm a Helltown pro.
I love that.
Me too, man.
Jeffrey Dahmer, he's from here. A full episode.
We could just do
about
like
him.
documentary type style shit for that. And
That's
just,
what I mean.
Yeah.
And pull interview clips.
Do you have night vision? Camera?
No, but I mean, we can make it happen.
And Dahmer's house is a restaurant now. I wonder if they would let you.
Is it really?
I wonder if they would let you, like film in the backyard, not film, but like record.
Yeah. But even some of that, like,
what kind of food?
It's already been.
I think it's just a diner. Like it's a greasy. Like you go into the house and like you eat. Like the house still looks the same.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Dahmer's Diner.
Dahmer's Diner. The documentary type stuff like that. I just think it would be a different audience that we could grow from, if we just put it in every once in a while.
For sure.
Yeah.
And it would prove that we're not just one thing. We're very expansive.
Yeah. And I would.
We can do it all. You know, one trick ponies.
It's damn straight.
You guys want some scary stuff? Psh, we got you.
You need something blown? Jesse's got you.
You know what? Fuck
That
this
is
show.
my favorite
I'm doing it myself.
moment.
You guys, we got this Yeti we got to give away.
Yes, sir.
So Made to
these people
Motivate.
are like, finally.
Made to Motivate. Yeah, they're like,
they won't shut up.
I listened for 3 hours for this. Made to Motivate.
I think twice about sharing next time.
What is it, like a Tumblr? I don't know what you call this.
We're gonna have no one.
Oh, you got to be kidding me! All the names are gone.
You kidding me?
Dude,
We waited 3 hours for this.
I'm so annoyed right now.
Do you even remember all the names?
Shoot.
Carter Lloyd, you win.
I don't even know who that is. Hold on, I'm gonna type these all in here really quick.
Rebecca Taylor.
Oh, Rebecca was one.
Oh,
of
you
them.
mean they're gone off the
wheel?
Oh, okay.
Charla Alborio.
Rebecca Taylor.
Okay,
Nicole
so
Whitehead.
Okay, hold on, Nicole. Okay, so I've got Charla, Nicole, Rebecca, Taylor, Rose, Samantha,
Carter, Devin.
Devin was one. Carter. I didn't
Carter.
see that one. Okay, Carter. Who else?
Rose.
sister?
I got Rose.
Melissa,
Melissa.
Marie Cole.
Got it.
Taylor Arnold.
Taylor, I got.
Matt Woods.
Matt, that was the other one. I think that's everyone. All right, so we've got
Let me share real quick.
Charla, Samantha, Rose, Taylor, Rebecca, Nicole, Devin, Carter, Melissa, and Matt. You are all entered. Thank you for sharing. See what happens when you share. You could win a $40 Yeti.
That thing is beautiful.
We're gonna spin the wheel and see who wins. So pretty.
Buzzard Cove.
Fuck Buzzard Cove. And the winner is Matt.
Oh,
Matt.
Matt, you are the winner of the Made to Motivate Yeti. You must watch the show to claim your prize.
Woods Yeti.
Make sure if you listen and claim, what should we give it? Like a deadline. The episode will be up Tuesday. You have to claim it by within a couple days.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just
Yeah, next week.
All right. So the sooner you claim, the better. If you don't, then it will go to somebody else.
Let's do like a top 3.
So if Matt doesn't claim it.
If not, it stays on our shelf for another year.
If Matt doesn't claim it, then it is going to go to Samantha.
And if Samantha doesn't claim it,
Angela, I'm Samantha.
The last winner. And if you don't win it, then we're going to give it away another time.
With everybody.
And then the third person is Melissa, but Dan is not going to tell her that she is on here.
Oh.
I won't. So Matt, you are the first runner-up. Samantha Montgomery, you are the second runner-up. And Melissa Cole, if those two fail you, you are the winner of this lovely podcast Yeti filled with some fun stuff. So you have to claim it yourself. Comment on the episode when you realize that you're the winner. Outside of that, year 2 kicks off in about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening. Please share, like, subscribe, Twitter, Instagram. All the information is in our little
description.
In our description. But what would you call those things that I put up next to us?
Tags?
The little things I made.
Banners?
The banners.
Oh.
All the information's in our banner. So, like, follow Jesse on Sports Illustrated and follow Chris's page and join the Film Freak on Facebook. You can buy some of my stickers if you look at the information on mine.
Yeah,
all of our stuff's on there.
Stickers.
Like the page, share it. Get a hold of us if you want to be a guest on year 2, season 2.
Ryan's going to make one for my shoe.
Yes, I am.
Channel.
For
We need more overcoming stories.
Yeah, I would love more Ryan LaBelle stories,
Yes.
Tom Ruckman stories, even the health stuff that Taylor and Morgan did. Like, if there's a guy that wants to come on and tell their fitness story, you actually had brought one up.
Yeah.
We're going to talk to maybe Norm, one of Chris's friends.
The Jackhammer Carrero.
UFC fighter, okay mini golfer, great weight loss guy. But like anything like that you're going to motivate us. If you know some kind of cool, crazy, scary story you want to come on and talk about.
If you have a murder that needs solved.
If you need a murder that needs solved, Jesse's your guy.
Ryan, you're setting yourself up for some major blocks this next round.
You are.
Hey, look, it doesn't take much to be a guest. Let's be real. If you want to come on the show and hang out, let us know.
Totally.
But you have to be liking the page and sharing it if you're going to be a guest, unlike Dan. So otherwise, anything from the gents? Final words? Last word with Jesse Young?
I have nothing.
Nothing. Great. Chris, you're a man of many words.
Yes, of course. And I will use them because I'll never get to say this again. For 2 weeks, the Suns were the best team in basketball.
Oh. Dan Sandman.
I'll do better.
Dan's gonna do
I'll
better.
do better.
Dan, do better.
I owe it to all three of you.
And listeners, you do better too.
You do better. Don't take Dan's lead.
That should be our slogan.
Take Chris's lead.
Made to motivate. Do better.
Do better. I like it.
Yeah.
Let's make stickers.
You're welcome.
Podcast
Bye, guys.
Tuesday. Check you next week. You better like this episode. Share it. It's our 50th. Do us a solid 50 shares. 50 shares. The
50 shares.
The 50th person to share gets $50 cold hard cash. How about that?
Wow.
All right, guys. Until next time. Peace.
Podcast.
So you're gonna make accounts?